Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So go so the remix.
DMB, 𝒯𝒽𝒾𝓈 remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us in your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty who's worth of a lady. It's nice, but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. He was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt this sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl.
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
So the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl, what beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money, you seen her? Hot Ice, have you seen her? LP, have you seen her? I'ma go over to 𝒯𝒽𝒾𝓈. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lay several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'm a go-getter. Since I'm a go-getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world. Anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it, beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
What's up? What's going on? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Men of Prestige. Shout out to you, D Love. How far, my sister? How you doing? How's everyone? Good? Everybody good? Jinx is here. She said, "Is it live?" Yes, I'm live. Welcome. Yes, I'm live. Who else is in the chat? Okay. Let's get to it. We have quite a bit to cover today. Welcome back. Shout out to everybody watching us live or rebroadcast. Any one of the above is good. Shout out to you. As you're coming in, do me a favor, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Over here, we'll talk about relationships, power, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence, patience, and love. If you want access to my books, you can just get them from loveandprestige.com. You want personalized, customized coaching for your particular situation, since at best we're going to generalize on those platforms, then you can go to lolaandlola.com/coaching. And if you want to be notified, okay, personally by me when I do go live, just go to lolaandlola.com/WhatsApp from a mobile line. It will take you to where I will notify you every time I go live. All right, so we have some things to cover today. Today we're talking about a HOLT and a prayer, the new episode that just came out on Love and Marriage. Any one of you watch Love and Marriage? If you're here live with me, any one of you watch Love and Marriage on the OWN network? Yes, this is a show that we have to keep our eyes on because they're basically showcasing everything that's wrong with marriages today. Okay, not wrong, but all the different challenges that comes with marriage, of course, on a magnified level, right? Yes. So, D'Souza, hello, D'Souza, good to see you. You haven't watched the new season, okay? So they have a new episode for the new season. So I will be reviewing it as they go along in the season. My wife and I, we've done some reviews in the past on the old channel. So, I figure why not? Let's talk about this since they're talking about marriage. At least one couple already ended up two couples already ended up in divorce on a show that is named Love and Marriage. Think about that. The name of the show is Love and Marriage. About two couples already ended up in divorce.
Not be juju be that.
All right, so, but we have to talk about it. Okay, we have to talk about it. So, yes, there's some things that happen on this. If you don't watch it before I review it, I might kind of like spoil it for you. But I'm not gonna narrate everything that happened in it. I won't do that, but I will talk about what's going on in the show. I will basically, if we can capture some scenes, some stuff, anything that I feel like we can get some lessons out of, I will capture it. Majority of it, I'm not interested in. Just letting you know. Okay. So let's talk about this this couple. Let me see if I can show you really quickly. Okay. So these things are life is difficult, right? Life can be tough on certain people, and life has its crisis. There's just things that we're gonna go through in life that sometimes you just don't see it coming, right? So I'm gonna be reviewing some of them. I will not be playing the video because they will slap the hell out of this stream if I play the video. But if I find it like this, at least I can stream and see what's going on. All right, life with Nato Alpha now. Chinye, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Good? Everybody all right? Everybody doing well? Yeah. This couple on the screen, this is Maurice and Kimi, right? This is one of the main cast on the show, right? Gee, how fun are you there? Life with not to my person. Are you there? You guys doing good? Today's what? Wednesday? Today's Wednesday, yes. All right, good. You left the show yesterday and back to back later to catch up on what I missed, and I saw that man that came on to talk nonsense. I was like, now waiting now. Which one? Which one? Oh, those ones. Yeah, I gave them a little shine yesterday. The trolls, right? That's okay. This thing right here, we're not there yet. Eventually, we will block anybody from just chatting. They can watch, but they can't chat. At least not non-subscribers. But for now, let's just leave it open, right? So we're talking about a holy, not a HOLT, a HOLT. Let me fix that. A HOLT. Is it a HOLT or... Yeah, a HOLT and a prayer, right? That's the title of the actual episode that we're reviewing today. And if you don't watch the show, no worries. You'll still benefit from this review. This couple you're looking at right now is Maurice and Kimi. And on the last episode of last season, I think they left it with Kimi, this young beautiful lady right here. They discovered she was diagnosed with breast cancer. On that, so you can see they're wearing pink. So the theme of this particular show was quite covered a little bit with supporting her and supporting and raising awareness for breast cancer and stuff like that. So ladies, make sure you're checking yourself. Make sure you're always checking yourself. Take care of yourself. Check with the doctors. If you're a woman of a certain age, check your history. Let them review. Make sure you're aware of what's going on with yourself from a medical standpoint. Okay. But yeah, she was diagnosed with breast cancer. She was going through the treatment. A lot of very emotional scenes, right? So they came back now. I think the chemotherapy was successful, but they still had to do surgery, and she has to do some kind of radiation after that. So, but it's looking good so far. So yes, that's what we're talking about. The Scott brothers, exactly. So this is one of the Scott brothers. So there are two brothers on the show. The other one is again, we're going to talk about, there's some lessons here. There's a major lesson here, probably for the brothers, but for the ladies too. If you have brothers that you can advise and things like that we're going to cover today. So I'm going to kind of scroll through the scenes, and then we have some other things to cover today as well. I gave it to them, eh? I did. I was nice. I was nice to them. Yes, annual exam. Yes, annual exam, So make sure you're doing that. But let's go into this scene. So I'm just going to, this is the other brother right here. This is Marcel. Marcel is a special type of guy. Now, this lady right here, what's her name? Somebody help me in the chat. Tasha? What's her name? Tamika? No? Tasha, right? What's her name? Anybody help me in the chat real quick. What's the name of Marcel's wife? The young lady you're looking at right now. What's her name? Let me see if it comes through. All right, so that's Marshall in the office. I'm just gonna scroll through this lady right here. What's her name? Anybody know what her name is? Help me, help me. Oh, I could just Google it, right? Marshall and Letitia. There you go. They auto suggest help me out. Letitia. Her name is Letitia. Letitia is a special one. She's a special one. From the look of things, she is dealing with a lot of self-esteem issue, but I don't know. I don't know if I can go that far, but she's definitely very, very protective and okay, not protective. She's very needy. The behavior is needy when it comes to friendships. So this episode was quite a lot about friendships and stuff like that. And of course, you have this person with the here right here. Hey Willie. Ha. Anyway, that's the let me go through here. Okay. I don't know this person. This must be a new cast member, right? Okay, that's Letitia and Marshall. Marshall is a guy who tried to use common sense for a lot of things related to marriage. That doesn't work. You have to go a little bit further than common sense is bare minimum, scraping the surface. Like, listen, the person you're dealing with also has common sense, and it doesn't work well, but he's that guy, that just doesn't make sense. But I've also seen him in light. He loves his wife. That's not a question. But there's a lot of people that love their wife, they end up in divorce. This is something that a lot of lame modern men don't understand. There's a lot of good people that love their wife, people that are not necessarily unfaithful, that end up in divorce courts. You gotta pay attention, brothers. You gotta pay attention. And this is Tiffany and Louise. Looks like he's just had a new baby, or they're about to have a new baby, something like that. Very messy. She's quite messy. She's the young lady that was narrating on the show how she's still in love. Is she still in love? Oh, no, she left a man that she was in love with because of money. She talks too much, let's just say that. And of course, this is Melody. Melody is one of the main characters that ended up filing for divorce. Extremely predictably, they ended up in divorce. I predicted a long time ago. It just didn't look good, right? Yes, so common sense will end them up in the poro. Gentlemen, you gotta pay attention. You don't want to end up in the poto like that, okay? Yeah. So Melody is another person that sees just a tough one. A person that will be with a Melody really has to be on damn near walking on eggshells. Not necessarily, okay? But if you're not correct, you can't last with a Melody. If you're not a correct guy, not just common sense, not just because you're smart, high IQ, technology, you're smart, you know all the data. If that's all you know, data, stats, and facts, you will not last with a Melody. And she would not be able to explain to you why it didn't last. That's a problem, right? Anyway, so that's Melody right there. That's Melody again right there. So she decided that she's going to help them set up a party for some kind of party celebrating Kimmy's life, the young lady that was diagnosed with cancer, right? So she decided to help celebrate that. Does she care about Kimmy? Yeah, I'll say they're friends now, but again, when you say Melody cares about a friend, you need to take that with a pinch of salt, right? Now, in addition to the fact that she went through that divorce, she's in a space where, women will say, I'm finding myself, I'm discovering myself, I take care of myself first, and, I'll go into solitude and forget my friends for a while, especially if we're not filming the show, right? She's that chick, right? So, she's that chick that she's not going to be the secondary friend. She will be the friend that's being chased after. Okay. the friends that will be around her, they need to be very, very secured in themselves. An example would be Akimi. If you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. Like Akimi, the young lady that was diagnosed with cancer, she doesn't need anyone's validation. You know, if you need people's validation, you cannot be friends with Melody. This is why the friendship between her and Letitia cannot last, because that one is asking for a lot of reciprocation. You know, reciprocation is a thing that I see people talk about a lot. You know, it needs to be reciprocation. It needs to be symbiotic. If you're moving like that, first of all, most of your friendship is going to be toxic because you're going to drain the other person. Okay, it doesn't mean that we don't need reciprocation. I'm just saying, if you are constantly asking for it, there's a good chance that nobody can really make you happy. There's a good chance, right? D-Law says, I like Melody. She married the wrong guy though. Martel don't they collect already? Hey, bro.
Oh my days,
We didn't get to Martel yet. Like I said, if you're not a solid guy, not just a smart person, not just book smart, not just common sense, right? If you're not solid, if you're not 100% secured in yourself, you cannot last with a Melody. Couldn't work. Please do me a favor, okay? Do me a favor. Make sure you're hitting the like button and subscribing and sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. This type of session is one of our discovery sessions. Okay, we do stuff like this to help more people discover the channel. So just so you know, get to know the show so you can engage a little bit more with what we're talking about. But yeah, that's Melody. I agree she's beautiful, but I agree that she's coconut head. You know what coconut head is? Yes, just like Martel. Okay, Melody is also a coconut head. That's her right there. Can you see coconut inside that head? It looks more like pineapple. Okay. All right, no, I'm just kidding. She's a beautiful girl, but she's coconut head, and yeah, this kind of girl, she goes through that kind of pain, the pain of divorce. It's bad, you know. So, but again, their backstory is that, yeah, coconut head equals to stubborn. Thank you, Jerry. Their backstory is that he cheated. Well, I don't know. Cheating is more like an understatement. He had a whole 5 years affair with a side chick. Okay, if your husband had a whole side affair with another side chick, I guess you can still call it cheating if it's unfaithfulness, right? But it's bigger than cheating, right? It's not necessarily your fault, but I'm saying there's some kind of void that Melody simply could not fill. Okay, yes, 5 years, that was a story. There's some kind of void, especially, it's not like he's messing around with multiple chicks. It's with this one chick. That other side chick is taking care of something at an emotional level for that guy. Okay, yes, it's almost, you might as well just call that polygamy. That's like a second wife. Eventually they got back together on some 3-4 reunions ago or something like that. I'm trying to remember. It doesn't matter. The details doesn't matter. The lessons is what I'm trying to extract, right? They got back together after the news broke. I mean, like, the first season was laced with them finding out that he's a cheater and all this kind of stuff, right? And then the news broke, and then they kind of broke up. They got back together, got pregnant, and then they decided Melody is coconut head. Don't forget, she's coconut head. She tag teamed together with Martel to drag everybody else on the show. And I could just see through it. I think we filmed it. If you go check out lolaandlola.com and search for Love and my wife and I actually reviewed it. It's one of our biggest videos up there. And I was like, I could see through this. They're not really friends. They're only friends right now because they get to team together to drag this other couple, and they're basically capping big time. Even though, yes, she was kind of pregnant.
Stop the cap.
People can be pregnant and still be capping big time. After all, they were not capping. They were married for a while. 7 years, 10 years? I don't know. I don't remember, right? So they were friends. They have a strong bond, and you can still see them even after they're divorced. They have a very, very strong bond between them, and this is why they're struggling to go apart even after finalizing their divorce. But they tag team together to drag the other couples, and I could see through that this is fake. You know that friend that you have that you're really only friends because you're dragging the other person. Only if that other person can just be patient and just shut up, don't overreact. When you come back to your centeredness, we will find out if that friendship or if that bond is true in terms of that bond, right? For dragging other people. The next season when they would come back, it was over. They had a brand new baby and it was over. And she could never see herself going back there. Now they're having a hard time truly separating. We'll talk about Melody now, okay? And if you're wondering who Martell is, this is Martell right here. Let's see. Martell, where's Martell? That's Martell right there. This guy right here. Yeah. That's Martell right there. So this is a good show to go binge watch all the past episodes. Just they talk about love and marriage, so why not, right? That's what we talk about here, right? Okay, so now she has to stay busy on the show. Storyline, she's going to throw the party for Kimi. So that's what the scene is about. And then also, she's also used this as a way to call friends that she had not spoken to for months, right? Remember that friend that they're not checking on you like that, right? Ladies, men don't have this problem. I can check on my friends 6 months later. We pick up from exactly where we start from or where we stopped, right? But women, depending on what kind of personality you have, there's at least one friend that's feeling like, oh, if you don't check on me, I ain't going to check on you either. Yeah, so something to pay attention to. If you're needy, you won't last as a friend with Melody because she's going to get drained and ghost you, and bad. Some people say that's a bad friend. Well, it depends. Again, neediness is also something that you have to check. If you're a needy person, you tend to be like, why don't you check? If you need to check on your friends, check on your friends. Manage your own expectations. Expect the people you're in relationship with them. Give them the freedom to express their expectations, but manage your own expectations. These are the same issues. Just so you know. But Kimi doesn't have time for all of this right now. This is Kimi, beautiful Kimi you're looking at right now. She obviously doesn't have time for all of this. Her life just flashed in her eyes. Okay. So she's not... do you think the husband... No, they're trying to make sure she's good, right? See, we have time. When you have soft life, you have time for BS. I'm trying to keep it clean, right? When you have time, you have time for BS, right? When you have soft life, right? When everything is... You have time to drag people. And do you think Kimi has time to drag people right now? Yeah. So this is on OWN Network. I'm not sure if OWN Network. I don't know where they are. I just have YouTube TV. That's what we use. All right. So let's see. That's Kimi right there trying to just get through another day. Every day is a blessing to her right now. So when I tell people will say, oh, so you're so sure your marriage will last? I was like, who cares, man? Today is good. That's all that matters. This moment is beautiful. If I get through today, it's another blessing. When we'll get it tomorrow, we'll figure tomorrow out. Does that mean we don't plan? No, I'm just saying I value today more than an average person. If you're not in a space that you value today more than an average person, yeah, you have yours coming. So as you can imagine, she just wanna appreciate life and just enjoy life at this moment in time. All right, let's keep going. Let me get through this scene right here. That's all they were talking about. So that's Martell right there. That's Martell HOLT. Martell is a guy who is a very smart guy, considered attractive, good looking man, a good father, but Melody says he's a terrible husband. According to Melody, this guy is a terrible husband. Now, in recent time, he's been dating one of the is dating one of the real housewives of Atlanta. Me not know what to do with that. Okay, I don't know what to do with that. Shout out to you. I see you there, Red Lipstick Vibes. Hello, how you doing? Good to see you. Right, he's dating what's her name again? One of the real ex-wives of Atlanta. Let's just call it that. The real ex-wives of Atlanta. From henceforth, let's just call it the real housewives of Atlanta. Okay. All right. He's dating one of them. Okay. Let's see. You can find some episodes on Own TV YouTube channel. There you go. There you go. D-Lo said, he's not attractive, Coco. Oh, if you say so, I don't know. I wouldn't know. I can't tell if it's attractive or not, but I'm just going by what we see on the show and all the different talkings. Coconut head times coconut head. You get it? Coconut head times coconut. Yeah. Bad combination, right? Not a good look, right? Cherie, yeah, he's dating Cherie. Right? So coconut head times coconut head equals to coconut head squared. Now, Mattel is a coconut head. In fact, it's the main lesson that we're going to cover today. It's the main lesson. But I'll get back to that. Let me just see what they're talking about here. His mother, just like any other mother-in-law, you know, you try to talk to your son like, hey, calm down. You get coconut head. This is the mother to the right wearing the red right here. You have coconut head. You are stubborn. It means you're stubborn. Okay? The children will end up in Potter too, by the way. And they did. Those children are. If you look at those children, you're like, damn, these babies, they deserve a home. But Melody says, I deserve happiness. Okay? Now, the mother tried to help him. But at some point, the mother said, don't come and kill my son for me. Okay, enough. If it's no work, you know now. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Please, don't kill each other, right? Every mother would do that at some point. No matter how much they try to take, not seem like they're taking sides with their son, right? At some point, they just want their son to be here. And being an older lady, an older person, they understand that, listen, they get it. They get it at a deeper... A lot of these young lame men on the internet don't get it. They get it at a deeper level that it's not worth it, right? If a marriage is not working out, it's not worth it, right? It's not worth it. It's better to go your separate way. Go find some healings. If you belong together, you'll find your way back together. Okay? Now, I think this guy will not listen. He has coconut head. I think he has a serious chance of getting that girl back. I really do. Somebody will say, no, maybe I'm fantasizing. Maybe I want them back together. No, I actually think that they should not get back together if it doesn't work on himself. And I think he has coconut head. He's having a hard time working on himself. But the good news on this episode is that he said he's engaging therapy. So that's a good thing, right? Now, for a Mattel to get in a place to say he's engaging therapy, for a coconut head like him, Omo, takes a lot. It's taking seasons, right? So I think outside of therapy and all this, if he works on himself, he has a serious chance. There's nothing in these streets. But he needs to learn how to showcase a changed man, right? But if he's going to continue to worry about who she slept with when they were separated and continue to accuse, because he's doing that, he's accusing her of sleeping with somebody, doing fellatio with somebody else. If he's going to be concerned about that, it's better that they stay apart. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. All right. So again, when I say coconut head, okay, yeah, I do think he has a serious chance, but the chances that he will humble himself to that level is almost none. But if he's capable of doing that, I don't know how possible that is. Honestly, I'm contradicting myself. If he can humble himself, with the chances of that is almost none, right? But then, who am I to say that if he's engaging therapy right now? But the connection that they have, he has a serious chance. Yeah. He has some really good odds because he has children. They have 4 children, right? I think they have 4 children together, right? And like I said, there's nothing out there in the streets. And if he's patient, it's going to take a lot of patience. And no, he can't be coming back and be accusing her of who she slept with when they're separated. That's not going to work, right? It's a bad idea to get together if he's going to keep doing that, right? So the mother, of course, he completely went down financially, lost a lot, and then had to get himself back up, and he's doing better. After all, they're on TV. They pay them a couple of $100,000 per season. So I'm sure they are doing better, especially now that the show is popular and they're getting more fans. Anyway, so that's Cherie. They had a FaceTime call. Now, in the middle of him dating Cherie, the real ex-wives of Atlanta, one of the real ex-wives of Atlanta, you would think that, okay, but he still has his eyes out for, So you're wondering where the thumbnail came from. Let me see if I can find that thumbnail, right? Oh, that thumbnail, I forgot what he said. Let me find it. The thumbnail, what did it say? Let's find the thumbnail. You see, today we're not dragging somebody that lost their son. Everybody is quiet now today. May God forgive all of una. All of una. May God forgive all of una. Today we are covering some real life lesson stuff. But it's okay. It's all good. It's completely understood. All right. Still wants me. Who still wants me? Who? I decided to not put the pronoun there because, but for those that watch the show, the person that's smiling the most is the one saying that. And this one says pray or F with me. All right, that's what we want to talk about. But let before we get into that, before we get too deep into that, right? Let me see. Before I go too far, let's see. Yes, so E and Cherie are faking themselves. Oh, you think they're faking themselves? They both end up in the Poro. Is it Poro or McDonald's? Which one? I think we've forgotten about McDonald's for now, right? You will end up in McDonald's. Yeah.
You will end up in McDonald's.
Yeah. I don't see that lasting. But this time and age, people can have a good time and just use themselves to cruise and get some clout on the internet. Serious chance of getting Melody back. I do think, yes. I think that's Cherie on the screen. That's Cherie on the screen. All right. So women are too patient. 5 whole years. No, she didn't know for 5 years. She found out at about 5 years when they started the show. I think she found out when they were about to come on the show. Then people start uncovering the if you had secret lifestyles, when you get on a reality TV show, they will all come out because there's suddenly massive interest, even if it's just entertainment cruise purposes only, to expose your secrets. 5 whole years and you still take him back. Yeah, she's that type of chick. She will take somebody back just to drag the other people, and then but she won't necessarily realize that's what she's doing. She's not doing that intentionally, right? Men go shame, men go disgrace you, men go come out your clothes for market, men go make you get dada overnight. What's dada overnight? God go help us. Okay, if you say so. Anyway, yeah, this guy is not men. This is just Martell. You shouldn't have any audacity to accuse me of anything. Oh, because it's accusing. Oh, well, yes. Oh, dada, as in Yoruba. Oh, get dada overnight. Go weary. Go cuckoo. Oh, okay. Dada is dreadlock. That's Yoruba now. I was wondering. Anyway, let's keep going. Let me keep going with the review. Okay. So Martell is here talking about, I think, having a person like Cherie around make it easier to be able to talk to someone that is going. I don't know what going through what it's talking about, right? How has everything been going since Florida with Melody? Okay, so they're trying to do the co-parenting thing. You know, co-parenting on your mates. Co-parenting is a very hard thing to do, especially if you have resentments to each other. They both have resentments to each other. Okay, they both resent each other. Let me tell you something. If you're a typical man, he finds out, like, never mind that I was the one that was the perpetrator that started the whole thing in the first place. If he finds out that you were separated for a little short while and you already gave another man fellatio, I don't know. Hey. I don't know, for a man's ego. Hey, I don't know. That one is difficult to. I don't know. I don't know how you want a man to get over that. Yes, even if it was the one that started it first, let me tell you something. How do you want him to get over that?
Halfway.
I don't know. I don't know if that's. I don't know. So. If he gets over it, if he can see life in a different way, maybe. But then I think he has a good chance because that girl loves him, and she's having a hard time getting over him, from what I can see. But she's trying, okay. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you want a man to get over that. Let me see. Is Dada originally Yoruba word? I don't know the origin, but Dada is the name for a child that was born with dreadlocks, with locked hair. They call them 𝒯𝒽𝒾𝓈. That means they were born with that name. It's like Ojo, it's like Ajayi, it's like Ige. They are like original Yoruba names. Absolutely. You use it in Igbo. I don't know. I don't know where I get that from. So what? They were separated, I beg. They were separated. Okay, so I'm telling you, a man will have a hard time dealing with that, regardless if they were separated or not. A typical man will have a hard time dealing with that. And if he continues to bring it up, even when you were separated, ladies, if a man is bringing up this kind of stuff or anything, and he's always talking about your past and stuff like that, yeah, that's not gonna last. You're just gonna drag each other for no reason, further in the poto. Okay, so I would make sure that you're starting from ground zero, clean slate, completely tested with some time to get back with that kind of person. Okay, let's keep going. So the last reunion, there was a very emotional Melody. This is how I know that this is the face of Melody at the last reunion. This is years, I think a few years after they've finalized divorce. This was her face. This was the emotions that came out of her face. Okay. Yeah, she's not over it. Healing from a divorce is tough, right? She might be over it. It might just be the healing is just that tough, right? But again, if a woman still has this level of emotions for you, even if it's coming from a place of resentment, only if you could change your ways. If you really like her, you will get her back. I promise you, you will get her back. I'm telling you. If she's still put on this kind of phase and she's with another man and she's remarried to another person, that person she's remarried to will be jealousy will kill that person, because the person will ask, why are you still affected by this so much? Jesus Christ. That the other lady, I forgot her name now, one of the couples, she was crying and talking about her ex-husband that passed away and how she dumped him because he had no money, but she was extremely emotional about it, right? Let me tell you something. It's not always true, but like I said, just a chance, right? There's a good chance that if he changes his ways, never mind that he ended up having a baby. Oh, I forgot to say that. He ended up having a baby on her with the side chick. Okay? After the second separation, after they dragged, as soon as, he basically impregnated the other chick. So he has 5 children right now. He's a good father to 5 children. But she's still very, very, it's raw. The emotions are raw. You can see that face. This is last reunion. People were crying at that last reunion. He almost cried, but he didn't cry. And I'm glad he didn't cry. You know, as a matter of fact, my wife was debating me that, you know, it's not wrong with the cry. No, he doesn't need to cry, okay? That's what he needs is change behavior, tested over time, patience, changed behavior. Crying why? It's going to look like a punk. And it's going to look like manipulation all over again because he's actually good at that. Okay. In fact, in this particular episode, one of the highlights that I'm bringing up right now is him actively trying to manipulate her. Yeah. Now, this is Melody's friend, Stormy, who is handling Melody as a friend very well. She's handling it very well. Melody basically abandoned her for months, even though claiming to be a friend. But she's handling it well. I think there's some stories coming up about Stormy too that will come out later. All right, let's get through the ad. Let's see. All right, there you go. All right, so I can't play it. I can't have it playing. I can only go through screenshots. Did he succeed with the manipulation? No. Manipulations don't work. That's why, not especially with Melody. Manipulations will never work with the Melody. Melody is not that chick. Unless if she has something that she's going to directly gain from it. Case in point, an example, if you want to tag team with you to drag another person, if she wants to get petty like that, yes. But it's not really the manipulation that works. It's because of what she's going to get out of it. Even if that means she will have a last pregnancy for that marriage and then eventually break it up, right? She can only see as far as she needs to get petty and take care of herself and, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, coconut head style. Right? She's a very stubborn chick, so it's going to be very hard for manipulation to work on her. Now, men that try to manipulate, they don't necessarily realize that they are manipulating. As a matter of fact, they would argue heaven and earth and tell you like, this is not manipulation, I'm just being real, right? They will argue it and they mean that and they really mean it and they're actually being authentic, but the behavior is manipulative, right? So it's coming from a deeper place it's deeper than intentions, is my point, right? It's coming from an ignorant place as opposed to what most of you think is always intentional. That person just wants to hurt you. A lot of time manipulations is coming from ignorance. And Martel in this case is manipulation, which I will explain to you what that is in a second, was coming from ignorance. Now this couple right here, they went through a very, very tumultuous, is that the word? Fertility issues, right? So she had this baby and she almost lost her life. That's the story. And she wants a second baby. And this guy's like, no, what do you need a second baby for? She the one meaning. I almost lost you. So, yeah, that's the issue. Those are the issues. So it didn't work. It did work. They had a baby. But she's now trying to say she wants a baby. She has baby fevers. And this guy's like, are you mad? Are you mad? Your daddy. No, we don't need no babies. We don't need additional babies unless you want to, you know. So now she's saying that somebody else can carry it. Like that's what they call it, right? Surrogacy, right? She's thinking like, you know, surrogacy and stuff. I think the guy is just done. He's not interested in having more babies, right? He needs to go and sit down with his ego, let him get a taste of his medicine. You're talking about Mattel now, right? Men think they are the only ones who have visual flashes. I know I did when I was married and found out that my ex was cheating like crazy. Yeah. You're right. But I'm a man. And I would argue that type of flash in the man's head has a bigger impact. Okay, not that I have experience exactly of it, but just trying to imagine it right now, like, yeah, I don't know. I think our egotistical nature is much, in this respect, is much larger than women. Not to say that women don't have that flash too, including impregnating the side chick. You can't drag me at all, right? So I get it. For me, I'm able to compartmentalize it and say, yes, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? After all, women will say that, right? So if they will say it, then it becomes real. So I can't be there and be in denial that, but a lot of men are delusional. Modern men, especially, are very delusional. Very, very delusional. So I'm calling them out. It is what it is, it's tough. But a lot of them are getting it too. Because for how long are you going to be delusional about? You got to look at the reality and say, hey, women have options. Women love sex. Oh yeah, they do. Right? So now here's the part you don't realize. If you cheat on a woman like Melody, even if she wants to use it as some kind of vindictive thing, oh yeah, that's precisely what she would do. And I think when she talked about it, this fellatio that she did, do you guys know what fellatio is, right? She performed oral sex to another man where they were separated. I just felt the stone drop in my heart. Like, Jesus Christ, right? So it's yeah. Imagine you're saying that on TV, yeah. But I get it. Women are saying, we're embarrassed too. You think you're the only one that feel embarrassed, right? Anyway, so let's keep going. In fact, on the last reunion, this particular scene right here was Letitia calling her out. She says she has a dark soul. I know exactly where she's coming from when she said that. Although Letitia is needy as shit, she's extremely needy. She's a very needy person. I couldn't handle a friend like that. I need friends that can maintain their own. If I haven't called them, they can pick up the phone and call me. They can send me a quick text to say, hey, you good? You all right? Like, yeah, I'm good. How you been? Not sit down there and say, he hasn't called me. She hasn't called me in 2 days. I'm not gonna call either. Being calculative, yeah, I can't. That's too much. That would drain the hell out of me. So I understand where Melody is coming from with that friendship. Let's see here. I'm getting through it. This is just the episode, right? So of course, this one had a talk with her mother about her friendship with Melody, but the mother's like, I don't like that girl. Mothers, I don't like that girl. I never really liked that girl. When I say mothers, this is what I mean. I be mothers no be overing. It's the same thing now. It's the same thing now. Let's not cap, right? It's the same exact thing. The same issues. Chinye says, and I will be thinking, did he do to me what you did to the other wench? I know. I get it. I completely get it. She says, thank you, sis. He did not appreciate or deserve me. It's all good, though. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, I agree with that. See, so MOP, you agree men can dish but can't take. What kind of question is that now? Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. This is men right here.
You think say they're wise?
All right. It's the reality is that I was still having a debate with one of my friends yesterday evening. You saw one of my friends came on, so another friend of mine came over, and then we were talking, and I could read in between the lines. It really doesn't. It doesn't get it. It takes time. Everybody don't go at the same rate, right? Yes, men are having a hard time taking what they dish. But it's also women that encourages that. Women are enablers. I don't know if you know. Women are massive enabler in all of this, right? But it's another conversation for another day. All right, so let me move on to the next scene. Okay, let's look at this. Some of this tweets. Do you think Melody likes Stormy for real? Melody likes who she likes. She likes you in that moment, from what I could see. She likes you in that moment. And if you never cross her, she likes you, doesn't mean she won't cut you off though if she needs to protect herself. What did Melody say in a tweet here? She said, "Child, so who the hell recorded this convo?" Okay, I guess somebody recording themselves. Somebody says, "You're using the same little tactics you used against Destiny." Okay, so the same tactics. If you're a friend and if you're not going to be subordinate to her as a friend, Melody, you can't last as a friend with, at least she feels that way, okay? You don't have to, I feel like Stormy is not really a subordinate to her, but that's only because she's secured in herself. But if you're not secured in yourself, if that's going to mess with you, you can't last as a friend, or you might just butt heads together. So Destiny was not, that's another chick that was on the show. She wasn't going to have it. That's what they're talking about. Distorting the truth to have an issue with someone. Listen, I think Melody is going through a lot. So let me get through this. Friendship and loyalty. Friendship and loyalty. Tia says she looks just like her mom. Yes, she does. She looks just like her mom. I said the same thing. But the mom is like, I don't like that girl. She's not that chick. She's a businesswoman. I don't think she's that chick that will say, I don't like that. She will probably read that person, and if it's that bad, and will probably disconnect instead of having to sulk over a friendship. Yeah. So now they met together. You see the pinks. They're celebrating Kimi. I'm glad that she's doing well, personally, because man, she's the nicest of them all, the cleanest of them all on that show in terms of how she carries herself, So that's Kimi right there. They're wearing pink to go celebrate her at the parties. The husband, what's his name, Maurice, was not very comfortable with the party because he's like, I could sense that he thinks that the party is going to jinx things, right? And I shout out to Jinx in the chat, right? So I think he was kind of feeling like, I don't want to jinx it, Let's finish the treatment. As a matter of fact, let's never talk about it. Or more people's life flashing their face like that. I can understand him, especially a wife that you love. Now, Maurice was a divorcee before he married this chick. There was also accusations that she was a side chick. They kind of they debunked that rumor. But if you married a divorcee, there's a good chance that somebody's going to accuse you that you were a side chick. Just in case you didn't know, right? So when Martel came into this party, just look at the awkward looks on the faces. Now, the producers do film them to look a certain way. There's a good chance she wasn't looking at him at this point. So, but they're looking. You can see Melody to the right, and you can see Martel coming into the party. They're seeing each other for the first time in a while. Martel had been when Melody. This is the manipulation right here. This is the manipulation part of it. When she called him to tell him about the party because she's organizing the party, right? He was like, oh, let's pray a prayer so we can learn how to co-parent properly. Okay? And the way she's interpreting it, either she's interpreting it that way or she actually said it and it wasn't filmed, that, no, I don't want to do a prayer about how we're going to get back together. Right? Or ladies, the exes, they never go away. Am I right about that? Am I right or right? They never go away, right? So especially if they have children with you. Oh yeah, they have children. You once were married and all this kind of stuff. A lot of these men have a hard time going away. This is why they bark so loud on the internet. They have a hard time with that premium breakfast, And it's like, no, it's just a prayer so we can co-parent. So we can co-parent a little better. Bro, you need therapy so you can co-parent properly. That is manipulation. Why is it manipulation? Because again, prayer to most people is like spirituality. It's like you're cornering them so they can say a yes. After all, it's just prayer. It can't hurt. Yeah, it can't hurt. And that's what she's talking about here. So she's like, no, I'm not. She didn't say a direct no, but and he continues to wonder, why can't we have children together, all this kind of stuff. Listen, gentlemen, your best chances of getting her back is first, let go. You have to be willing to let go. If the divorce is finalized, get out there and date. He's dating Cherie, right? But you need to mean it. You have to be willing to walk away and mean it. It's actually the best position to be for negotiations. Well, quiet negotiations, not negotiating per se, but to showcase values, to showcase that you have value. Be willing to walk away and mean it, because you shouldn't really need anyone. You shouldn't need validations. Yes, including the mother of your kids. It increases your chances dramatically of getting her back. Yeah, there's some strategic opportunities you're looking for. For example, you still have to co-parent with this person. That's your opportunity to showcase your newer person, right? Showcase that you're doing well, right? You have to mean that. That means it has to be deeper than you're just pretending. If you're pretending, she could tell, right? How much more if you're actively trying to manipulate with prayers? Will it work? Will it work? It's not going to work. She said, time praying about Martel. Let's see. Now I agree to do it. She said she agreed to do it, but only to appease him at the moment. It's like fake orgasm. Just to appease him. Right? Now, gentlemen, you need to be able to. Now you will say, should I be reading minds? I've been telling you, yes, you have to read minds sometimes. It's called emotional intelligence. You can see how far your attempt to manipulate things can go before you attempt to manipulate. Right? Prayer is, everyone believes in, it's sacred, it's spiritual, it's, So generally, a person will feel cornered to want to say yes to you. And if a woman feels cornered to have to say yes to you, she will say yes to you. And that's precisely what she did. So I agreed to do it, but only to appease him at the moment. Praying about Martel and I getting back together. Look at the face. Right? Look at the face, right? She's like, nah, she's good. Well, probably because she hasn't seen change behavior for long enough. Because again, it's not much out in the streets, okay? So, and also, it's enough in the street for her to say, I'm not gonna engage or get romantic with the person that has hurt me so badly in the past. She doesn't have to do that either. She'll probably would rather stay single, right? Than have to, So, but if you showcase over time, let me tell you something about trust. A lot of people don't know the secret about trust. Trust is, you can rebuild trust. Trust is one of the easiest things ever to rebuild. The harder part is your patience. It's very hard for you to be patient. Okay? It's very hard for you to exercise patience, especially, right, when you feel like you resent some things too. You feel like, because one of his accusations is that he didn't get sex. Oh yeah, I almost missed that part. Thank God I didn't forget that part. He accused her of weaponizing sex during the course of their marriage. Accused her of not getting enough. She wasn't cooking. I think he was the one taking care of the baby for the most part. And he has a lot of resentments around that, So it's better that I didn't forget that part. But these are the things he's saying. But he still wants her back. Look at the face. They're smiling to each other. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's like, yeah, so how you doing? Oh, that prayer thing. Like, yeah, the prayer thing. You know, I mean, I know you want us to pray at the same time. Your prayer? Everybody's laughing. It's at the party. Listen, what you should be doing here. Say, how you doing, Melody? Good to see you. And you know, if she wants to talk about something about the babies, yeah, sure, let's talk about it. Maintain yourself, maintain your cool. Don't try to manipulate her into meeting up unless you're meeting up for the babies. And that's it. Right? And you showcase that you're good by yourself. Right? Now, I understand if you secretly want your ex-wife back. I get it. But this is where self-control comes in. It's easier said than done, by the way. But it's highly rewarding if you can do it. And the chances that you can do it is almost none. Precisely because your patience will be tested. If she reminds you that you cheated, are you going to get triggered? Are you going to start reminding her that she gave fellatio to a guy when you were separated? Yeah, it's better to keep it moving if that's the case. It's better to keep it moving. At least that's what she will say. Okay, so I'm just saying the reality, right? So let me see. That was the manipulation right there. That's why they call the title a HOLT and a prayer. One HOLT wanted prayer. The other person said yes in the heat of the moment. And these ones are talking about their friendship. And what did she say? What did Melody say? I told you she's coconutted. She told her friend, you know good and well you could have DM'd me anytime. DM. At that point, you better gauge your friendship and understand that friendship, you have to say friendship. Friendship, do friendship law. Anyway, don't be asking strangers for what do you call it? For loyalty, okay? Take care of yourself. Friendships, the real friendship will prove themselves. And it is what it is. Don't stress yourself. If a person show you who they are, believe them. Okay? Believe them. Yeah. The producers know how to create drama. Yep, they get paid millions of dollars to do exactly that. You chop one face like this and chop it with another one, you will create a story in your head. And boom, the whole story is going, right? And then not only do we see it as that way, they see it as that way, and they get back on the show and they want to fight and not look stupid. And then that brews, that creates even more drama, right? It goes viral. I heard of a family that did not make a cut to a reality show because they are too cool. You can't. If you're too cool, if you're innocent, everything is clean about you, will it work? It cannot work, okay? All right. So do me a favor. I got a few more things to cover. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you're brand new here. I talk about stuff like this all the time. Relationships, power, seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence. Don't manipulate people with prayers. It doesn't matter if you're talking about God. They can smell the BS from afar. So you better know what you're doing, okay? Anyway, I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Now you will say this girl again. Yes, because she's saying a lot of gibberish, so we have to address it as the time goes. And I want you to pay attention to what she's saying because we're talking about Just Pearl now. I want you to pay attention to some of the things she's saying because beyond just telling her that she's wrong, we already know she's wrong. There's more to it, the story. She's wrong because she's regurgitating a bunch of layman's talking points. And those men are in the dating scenes. They're your husbands. Some of them are watching YouTube channel as we're talking right now. So you need to understand where they're coming from when they're saying some of these things, okay? Gentlemen, a lot of this stuff are lame talk that you need to balance out, okay? Black and white is not how the world operates, okay? The world is not just, some things are perfectly, you're absolutely right on paper. when it comes to application in real life, it will end up in the 𝒯𝒾𝓄𝓃. Do you want to end up in the 𝒯𝒾𝓄𝓃? I bet you don't. All right, so that's what we're talking about. We're about to review this video. I'm gonna show you something real quickly. So this video, her name is Pearl. Pearl has been dragged all over the manosphere on YouTube for the past 2 or 3 weeks or so, because the laymen found out for the first time that she has a DNA of racist in her. Oh, they just found out. You didn't know that if somebody is sexist, there's a good chance they are racist too. Or if there is, if they are xenophobic, there's a good chance they're. Remember we talked about with the other lady yesterday, right? These issues are the same thing at the very core, at the DNA level. They're the same thing essentially. When you divide human beings into group and you have prejudice against one, even if it's just talking points like, oh no, I didn't mean, I just want to hold them accountable. Listen, after a while, we have to look at you like sideways, like, just accountability, that's it? That's it? If you listen long enough, they'll tell you they're divorced, or it was that chick from JSS2. They have a hard time getting over what happened to them. And the truth is that some of us, the rest of us, things happen to us too. But we kind of know that people have options. You don't have to, if some friendship did not last longer than you think, it's okay. We move, right? But the modern men are struggling with that aspect. And what makes it so hard is that they won't tell us the truth. They will just say, let's hold women accountable. Somebody said, but we need to tell those women that they should make better choices with who they're sleeping with. I'm like, okay, cool. What else? Nothing. If you do that, the society will fix. I was like, you are nyama inside of your head. But let's go here. So let me play this, and then you will see what I'm talking about. Just
women will play the victims when they started it. Like, you can't hit a guy and not expecting.
She said women will play the victim and they started it. Now, here's the problem with that. Earlier, when we were talking about Mattel and them, right? One of the ladies in the chat says something like, oh, so men, I think it was Z-Love. Men can dish it, but they can't take it, right? But what did she just say?
Women will play the victims when they started it. Like, you can't hit a guy and not expect to get hit back.
All right, so women that have gone through certain experience, they say the same exact talking points about men. Men will start shit, but they can't take it. The same thing. See? 2 get 2. So there's nothing to learn in that talking point. There's nothing, like zero, anything to learn. And it's even worse that men are now starting to repeat what a woman that have gone through something will be saying, right? But men are now saying like, oh no, we need to say the same thing too. You're actively buying into equality in so many ramifications, right? It's men that will say it. So Pearl has no experience. So she just figured, you know what? I have empathy for this man. Let me help them repeat their talking point. We have a man listening to her. And he's like, tell me more. Jesus Christ, you're a woman. That's weird that you're talking like that. And she's probably surprised that, no, I'm just saying the truth. Let's keep going.
That's interesting.
I think
He said, that's a clip right there. That is interesting.
we should teach the women not to hit someone stronger than them.
She said we should teach women not to hit somebody stronger than them. Okay. Most women that I know personally don't hit people. Well, I get it. It's anecdotal. We're just talking in general. Well, also, most women don't hit people. Okay. There's only a certain sector of women that will do something like that. All right. Anyway, let's keep going.
And they'll say like men are responsible for all the whores, But I really think it's on the whore.
She said women will say men are responsible for all the Olo shows.
Whores for being whores.
And the men are laughing like, okay, what?
Whores. I recently decided that women shouldn't vote.
She recently decided that women shouldn't vote. If you're not triggered yet, you're running a lie. You're triggered right now. She recently decided that women should not vote. Okay, this is a long stream. I'm not going to go through all of it. These are the highlights they put in the beginning. It's a podcast called Trigonometry. Trigonometry. Okay, so if you're not triggered yet, just wait for it.
You decided women shouldn't vote.
Yeah, that's a new opinion.
Why is that?
Okay.
I'll take one for the team. Yeah.
She'll take one for the team. What team? Are you a brother? Brother Pearl? What's going on here? Jesus Christ.
Okay.
You should have the same opinions. You should be voting for the same person as your husband.
She said you should be voting for the same person if you are married. You should be voting for the same person. No. What she's trying to say is, as a woman, you shouldn't have your own opinion, basically, right?
She's like, I don't know. You want to be in a house where you're arguing about politics?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah. And they're thinking, not argument, but debates. Like, we have different ideologies. We agree to disagree. And that is a strange thing to Pearl and all the Pearl disciples out there. About all 12,000, well, about 1.3 million of them. But yeah, they don't get it, right? But Pearl is mixing societal topics together with romantic relationship topics at the same time, and she still sounds stupid. Who's gonna save this girl? Jesus, but let's keep going.
someone who thinks differently to me.
He wants to be with somebody who thinks differently to them. Is that strange? Is that a strange thing for a man to like, I don't mind being with a person that thinks differently? Well, first of all, she has to be a woman. There's a good chance that she probably thinks a little bit different from the perspective of a woman. And we have modern men that's the strangest thing ever to them. But of course, Pearl is gonna grow a 1.3 million subscriber base of this man and repeat their talking point and actually think she's saying something. Pay attention.
A house where you're arguing about politics?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's surprised, just like the day when she said, just show us. A house where you're arguing about politics is strange to her. She doesn't see it. She just think, a woman should just come kneel down, bring the food every time, and you just agree. She just agrees with everything you say. She says she's a freaking idiot. Why shouldn't women vote? Does she think other women are empty heads like her? Wala 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 don't they? Jesus Christ. Wala Nigeria. Okay. So wait, this generation's need for attention and clout is pathetic. Look at this girl making a fool out of herself. I didn't say it, you said it. So we can't have our own thoughts and processes. I mean, the good news is that we have men on this screen, and there's like, it's this mad person. Jesus, what is she talking about? Oh, I guess she's advocating for us men. And okay, all right. Both of the guys said yes. Literally said yes. Right? Let's keep going a little bit.
Yeah.
I want someone who thinks differently to me.
You had a guy called Nick Fuentes.
Oh yeah, Nick. I did not find Nick to be racist.
Of course, she doesn't find Nick to be racist. I haven't paid attention to Nick Fuentes. Well, majority of people say he's a racist. There's a good chance that he's a racist. An extremely good chance. I haven't listened. I'm not really interested, right? But what did Paul say? Paul said, I just think a little bit different. Now, she's the one thinking differently. She has no idea she's one of the most masculine women there is, if that's a thing, right? But she doesn't get it. She's trying to be feminine. She's trying to teach women to be feminine, right?
My staff actually did not find him to be Nick. I did not find Nick to be racist. My staff actually did not find him to be racist.
She said my staff did not find him to be racist. What does she mean by staff? My Nigerians, my Africans, the ones that work for me, they don't find him to be racist. If my Nigerians that work for me don't find him to be racist, it must mean he's not racist. You see how you make argument like I guess that's an argument, right?
You did say I am a bit racist.
The guy said on the show, I'm a bit racist. Just because race is part of life. And this chick is still actively defending him, right? Oh, by the way, just like some few black men are on the YouTube defending her when she's clearly saying that she doesn't see a racist as a racist. You can't make this shit up. You just can't.
Even in that, and in fact, in your apology, you said that he said racist things.
She apologized. See, this is why I said people should not be rushing to apology, because a lot of time people don't know what they're apologizing for. I think apology is one of the most destructive things ever, because most people that are trying to apologize don't know what they haven't taken the time to process what they're apologizing for. They couldn't possibly tell me that they still don't resent who they're apologizing to. Yes, People sometimes they're apologizing to people that they resent.
What I'm a bit confused about is you did a whole apology, but
Okay,
it sounds like you're
stop
not.
asking me about this?
No, we're going to keep okay, not me, but no, they're going to keep asking you. Once you have a platform like that, it's dangerous. They're going to keep checking you on it. Pearl, you will be checked if you say the wrong things, if you're xenophobic, if you're racist, if you're sexist, if you're a weirdo, okay? If you can't get over that girl that dumped you in GSS2, if you can't get over your divorce, not get over like that, but go through healing, understand that it's not necessarily about somebody is right or wrong. It could just be you're not competent. You're something as simple as incompetency, right? If you're not, this internet streets, the same internet street will check you every day, because it's only so far you can go before somebody say, no, you're full of shit. People will tell you. And it seems like look at Pearl's face. She's done. She said, "Can you stop asking me?" What? Stop asking? You have 1.3 million subscribers. I'm happy for you, but you're gonna be held accountable like a man.
You did a whole apology, but it sounds like you're
stop
not.
asking me about this?
No. This woman just to whine us. Are you whining me? Stop asking you. What you mean by that? She the whine me. Like nah. We're gonna keep asking you, and but not particularly because of Pearl, but we need to extract lessons out of this, especially for the gentleman. I can see this 3 months ago. You couldn't see it. I need you to pay attention. Okay. There's the same behavior. When I check you don't really see it because you're looking at it on paper. Like there's nothing wrong. I'm just telling the truth. But I can see that this same behavior is going to translate to the other areas of your life. If you are a militant type of person, you probably think that every issues in life should be handled like a militant. In other words, you're overreacting. You're operating from a place of anger for the most time. In other words, you lack patience to go through a process. You collect woto. There's no way around it if that's how you move in life. But anyway, I'm looking at some of this conversation. Okay, so I'm looking at the search, man. It's just gonna drag to, let's see here. This one says men aren't allowed to have standards. Let's see what she's saying. She's speaking for us, so I'm actually supposed to appreciate her, but she needs to stop.
So men are shamed for having standards. What do you mean by that? Let's just unpick that a little bit.
Okay, so what do we have? We have fat shaming. If a guy says, I want a girl in shape, oh, he's fat shaming. Oh, if a guy says, I don't want the town whore, then he's slut shaming. If he says...
No, he's being fat. It's because he talks too much. Just like you, Pearl. If he talks too much, listen, people have freedom. Women will tell you all the time that people have the freedom to have their preferences. You can't shame people for having preference unless they talk too much. If you have a need to get on the internet and drag fat people all the time, you will collect. That's that topic right there. But
I don't want to, it's like anytime a guy demands something out of a relationship, or he's labeled as controlling.
So he's not attracting, he's demanding it. I have a shirt. We'll try to get that shirt back on the merchandise thing, right? It says, I attract, I don't demand. Demanding is like, you don't really have that power for the most part. It's okay to demand. There's certain spaces where you demand. If people are trying to take advantage of you, you demand that you do the right thing, right? But in this conversation, instead of you attracting it because you move like that guy, you're that guy, you attract respect and submissive woman. You're demanding it. You talk too much. That's the Okay, see, I'm talking to the man, not Pearl, because Pearl don't understand what's going on. You talk too much. That's the issue, right? And if you talk too much, they're not going to react. Like nobody has time to figure out, like, oh, he's actually saying the right thing. Women are supposed to know. They're gonna be like, you talk too much. They're not even gonna tell you talk too much. They just know that they don't want to be around you. So maybe this is why there's a disconnect. They just kind of know that they don't want to be around you. They don't know why. Want to demand.
And I just got, oh my gosh, I got so tired in the past year. I got so tired.
No, she's not tired.
I just feel like, you can't tell me that's not madness.
Right.
And so we're just in this world where it's madness.
Wow.
7. She's like 28. It's like madness. Like, you can't tell me that's not madness.
Right.
And so we're just in this world where it's like girls are doing this crazy stuff. And if anyone has anything to say about it, we're the bad guys. It's just like, don't put me in that group.
Why are you saying we? Are you a brother Pearl? But anyway, let's keep going.
Like,
Well, that makes a lot of sense because I think a lot of people, including a lot of women, would be like, you've had 7 abortions. I mean, even if you're pro-choice, you'd sort of not be on board with that, most people.
you would be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Well, you think a lot of people are on board with that?
Maybe not on board.
Let's
but,
jump
like,
to this
legally.
woman can't vote thing, right?
Yeah.
So, here,
Let's get there.
This could be bullshit because
they could be, yeah. Should I be banned off of YouTube?
That's
What does that have to do with voting? It's like a false equivalence.
Let's go back. She thinks women should not vote, right? She thinks women should not vote. Let's go back.
And like, okay, we make 70.
Well, hold on.
okay.
Does that mean you shouldn't be on YouTube then? Because you're chemically different. Your opinion.
She's on YouTube because in a world that women can't vote, there's a good chance you won't be allowed on YouTube because women are supposed to shut up. I think there's a place in Colossians. There's this other chick that always pander to women too. Her name is something King. She tried to throw a Bible verse in there, and the Bible verse says women should shut up, and she's the YouTuber. And then I'm like, oh God, you corner yourself.
Nothing juju be that.
These are not the issues. These women that are pandering to women, they're not dealing with the real issues. Because they have ulterior motives. Okay, I'm not that type. I always give people benefit of the doubt. That maybe they just don't know any better. But I think there's ulterior motives and it has to do with money. It has to do with money. Right? Let's keep going. You corner yourself. There's a place in Colossians in the Bible that says women should not be seen. They should be quiet and something like that. And I'm like, that the Bible said that, but you want to use the same Bible to manipulate women into shutting up. You need to make sure you're completing your thoughts before you talk. Again, you talk too much. But anyway,
Opinions could be bullshit because
They could be, yeah. Should I be banned off of YouTube?
That's
What
what
does that have to do with voting?
everything. She still doesn't get the correlation between you're on YouTube as a woman making multiple 6 figures, right? And you're saying women shouldn't be allowed to vote.
It's like a false equivalency.
Okay.
So to me, it's like, okay.
They said
I feel
okay.
like
They're
if
like,
shit
this
goes
one is
south,
mad.
Who's going to war?
He said okay.
Okay. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let me
Yeah.
let me start
I'm
from the
listening.
beginning. Let me start. Actually, I wanna start from
Mate,
how
you
I
don't
got.
want to be jumping on this fucking train. Believe me.
She found out she cornered herself. Now she's getting off her seat. Sit your butt down and listen to this quiet, subtle, soft chin check. Okay? The men you're trying to protect, these are men. They're saying, you know, honestly, I don't know who they are. I don't know if they are not men mentally, but they look like men to me. And they are looking at her like, this one is mad, oh.
I want to start with how I got this opinion.
Okay.
I
cool,
want to
let's
start.
do
Let
it.
me. Okay,
She wants to start all over again. He's like, no, stop. Let me start all over again. Let me start.
I heard from a guy named Rollo Tomasi, genius.
Oh, not Rollo. Rollo is a retard. Rollo's book is beautiful. The Rational Male. Everything outside of that book, Rollo is a slow person. Let me be respectful to the other side. And she's about to quote Rollo.
Very, very smart.
He's a pickup artist, isn't he?
No.
Is he not?
Most men don't know who Rollo is. Just you, gentlemen, just in case you don't know, most men don't know who Rollo is, and rightfully so, because it's not worth it. Maybe the book is okay, but the book, nah.
Oh, no.
I don't know anything about that world.
No.
What is he?
So, no, he a lot of the stuff in the space of YouTube, I'm in, like, he's just like one of the thought leaders, I would say.
Okay.
But he's not.
I'm done with that segment. Let's. I'm done. Let me see what she said about child custody law.
Out of my I should have brought my notebook. I didn't. But the issue in the UK is that men only get custody of their kids 10% of the time. Would you agree that's crazy?
Yes.
Would you agree if your kid, you should get 50-50 custody?
It depends.
Off the bat.
It depends. You dumb. You dumb skull person. It depends. Okay, first of all, men and women are not equal. A woman has breast. She's a mother. If she's competent, she will always have upper hand in terms of custody, especially if she wants the custody. Okay, your best case scenario, if her brain is correct and she's a normal person working, is 50-50. That should make sense to any normal human being. It's only lame people that think, no, it should be automatic 50-50. No, not necessarily either. It depends, like common sense, the bare minimum should tell you at least that it's also depending on the judge you have, right? Why is that such a strange thing to understand?
That.
It depends. Well, I actually don't agree with that.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'll tell you why I don't.
Most men, yeah, Pearl, I know you're your own little echo chamber. I get it. I get it. Okay. Most real men don't agree with that. Okay. Most lame men, the ones that don't know that it's okay to have been through divorce, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just life, especially if it's coming from a place of incompetence. Not incompetence in playing defense, incompetence in terms of everything else, playing offense, emotional intelligence, right? If they're not aware, they will agree with you, right? And there's enough of them to make 1.3 million subscribers, yes, okay? But most men, the rest of the 100 million in the United States, they don't agree with that. It doesn't make, you're not making sense. Maybe you should have listened a little bit more to other men outside of the stupid echo chamber to understand how real life works. Let's see if this guy will do some justice.
I agree with it. And this will make me very problematic because I am suggesting that men and women are different. But as someone...
They are different. Duh.
Someone who has a young child, they're way better off with their mother on average.
Under the age of 8. Over the age of 8, the kids have better outcomes with the father. Single father homes have significantly better outcomes than single
Under their
father.
age of 8, though, they need their mother.
True.
But it's all case specific because if the mother is a psycho, then no. And if the father is abusive, then no, right?
Or has addiction issues or whatever else.
Just like if the mother has addiction issue, the judge is probably going to take those babies away from her. No, that's too deep for Pearl.
Personally think that it's 50-50. It's 50% his DNA. He should off the bat.
No, you're going to have to tell me that you're half a man. That's the only way I will agree with you, Pearl. I'm just going to give you a pass. That you're really a 13-year-old boy inside of a 26-year-old body. I'm not shaming you. You need to go back to school. Talk to your parents. Jesus Christ. Talk to your... according to her, she has some good parents that she can talk to. This girl...
be entitled to 50-50 custody. Now, they could talk about it based on his work schedule and then switch it, you know, but off the bat, 50-50 custody. Would you agree?
No, you're wrong. It sounds lame. Just like the men you're pandering to.
That 10% of the time, men getting access to their children being the primary custody hold, like that's insane.
There's a lot of problems with the way that divorce is handled, etc. I mean,
That's
I know
a fact.
people who...
Just like every other law, there's no law that's perfect.
Someone who was married for a couple of years, they were both professional people working. Her career and income were not in any way affected. And then they divorced after a couple of years and she got a shit ton of his money for no fucking reason.
Yeah, I'll tell you about this guy that I interviewed yesterday, and it's going to tie into the voting thing.
No, I'm done. Let's go back to who should be vote.
Wouldn't the...
No.
I mean, there's a lot of counter arguments to what you're saying, but wouldn't one of them be that...
They don't have the patience for the argument they would have against what she has to say. It's just going to take much longer. It's going to take a lot of patience to argue with the Pearl. Just argue the point, Ola. What? You have no idea. Jesus Christ.
We lived in a society in which, because men were the ones that had the vote, and by the way, actually men mostly didn't have the vote for quite a long time as well. It was just rich men.
No, she didn't know that black people couldn't vote for a long time. Only rich men, status, class. No, she's not aware of that. It's just this world of everything is equally 50-50, split. Yeah.
But
I would be okay with that too.
yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
But
I just
He said it will be okay with all the rich people, all the people with the high class of society voting. Did you hear her say that?
The vote for quite a long time as well. It was just rich men. But
I would be okay with that too.
She'd be okay with that too. Do you understand why she can't relate with you if you're a black person? Are the dots connecting for you? It's like a book reading itself to you. That's what this is. Okay.
yeah, I can tell.
He said I could tell. Weirdy. This guy's a weirdy person. He said I could tell. I could tell that your dump scored.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like why do you get a say in something you're not paying into? Men pay into it way more than women do.
I mean, women now earn more, particularly young women, than young men.
Yeah, but on average across society, men pay way more tax. Particularly over the course of a lifetime. Partly it's because women take time to have children. And I mean, that's also another argument there. Like, you can't just measure your contribution to society by the amount of tax you pay. Bringing up the next generation is a hugely valuable thing that women do. They're not paid for it necessarily.
As far as she's concerned, which is the men that she panders to, women bring no value to the society outside of the children that they create. And even that is nothing to write home about. After all you can do is create children. That's where this kind of conversations are coming. This is where they're coming from. Okay? Nothing else. No value. No. Even the same peace of mind they're asking from women is not valuable. If a woman brings you peace of mind, creates a home out of the money you're making, there's no value in that. That's all that is. Shouldn't be able to participate in decision making in society. Right? Archaic, backwards thinking, and somehow they are surprised when they get cancelled on the internet. No be juju be that. Let's talk about what do women think of Pearl.
$49 suits.
Let's see what women think about Pearl. I told you this girl is a gift that keeps giving.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get on well with women generally?
Of course not.
They love me.
Even most men are looking at her sideways. Most men that listen to her talk will look at her sideways. They see that she's advocating for us, but they're like, is this a point where let me think. I kind of like that she's on our side, but she says, is she not a woman? Does she see herself as someone who doesn't bring anything to society just because she doesn't bring anything to society? That's asking Pearl she's asking her to think too much. That's a lot of thinking. Even me at the Arabic already. What do you think she's going to be like? I just think women should just be inside of the house. That's all. I'm not saying that you're not wrong, but women should be in the house and let men take over since they pay most of the taxes anyway. Yeah?
A small minority, I imagine.
No, actually, I've always had like girlfriends. So.
Do you know what? I have to say, in your defense, not that I'm agreeing with this, I increasingly do see women, particularly on the right, like Jessica Vaughan, who's a friend of mine on Twitter. I just opened my Twitter, she's like, yeah, women shouldn't vote.
I just think the outcomes would be better. Like, I feel like I'm a conservative, so if we took out the...
Let's jump to the racist stuff. I'm not really interested in it, but let's see.
Oh, yeah, Nick.
Yeah. And then you did an interview with this guy. Like, this is not a guy we would ever have on because he's a racist, Holocaust denying piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. But you had him on, and then you took that interview down.
She took it down, but she didn't think it was racist. She took it down, but I didn't really think he's a racist. Let me just be a coconut head and tell the whole world that's been dragging me that, no, he wasn't really that much of a racist. Nah, I think I overreacted to myself.
Not be juju be that.
This girl.
You think so they're wise?
And apologized. So what happened with that whole thing?
Oh, I can't talk too much. There's like legal things going on.
What's legal that's going on? Are you being sued because you were the racist in the equation? But what's legal that's going on?
Yeah, there's not with Nick, but just but there's
You're filing lawsuits against people for being racist? Which one is going on here? What is going on with this chick? Is she mad?
I have a video coming out about that whole thing. So you guys have to wait for the video.
Well,
but I will say I did not find Nick to be racist. My staff actually did not find him to be racist.
Oh, remember my Nigerian, my Africans? You remember we were dragged by some random strange woman yesterday calling us Nigerians that didn't have 24 hours power supply, right? Remember that? Thanks to this auntie, right? My Nigerians.
Wait, he was talking to an Italian girl next to you and saying that she shouldn't have a black boyfriend or something along
that's what he
those lines.
said.
He doesn't believe in. See, I don't really want to go into like the race mixing stuff too much.
No,
Actually, it's wiser not to go into it, but let me guess, you're going to go into it anyway. Maybe a little bit, because you have a need, an obsession with being right. Yeah, right? Let's see how that goes. Really. I didn't want to go into it, but I'll go into it.
But you just said he wasn't being racist, and I watched him be racist on your show.
Literally.
Well, I mean, to me, he says the same things that like there's a lot of people that think like that when.
But doesn't make it less racist just because other.
Just because there's a lot of people that think like that. Just because there's a lot of people that think like that.
You be mumu.
Precisely. Yeah, you can't make this up.
The people think it.
You could say that, but to me, it's like, how do I put it? His argument is more about culture. It's easier if you date someone in your culture.
Culture and race, not the same thing. I beg, help me in the chat. Is culture...
Will you keep quiet?
Is culture and race the same thing? Somebody help me in the chat. What is... Oh my God. Oh, lawsuit was filed against her, I guess. It is what it is. We see through her. She's a racist. Triggered by race mixing. She get you. She's very uncomfortable with this topic. I'm glad that they put her on the hot seat. To me, it's like a different culture. Just talk about culture. How about that, right? Even Nick admitted, like, I guess, race is a real thing. But this girl is over here defending what she doesn't know anything about.
You'd have to watch the full thing, but was like being a bit like combative to him. And to me, he was just like kidding.
Oh, the girl was being a bit combative. Of course, Pearl is always going to take our side, right? Pearl will always take our side, of course. Yeah, but what's you? You can't, you can't save them. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. You can't save her.
Oh my days.
But yeah,
You did say, I am a bit racist, even in that. And in fact, in your apology, you said that he said racist things.
She said that.
Well, there's a video coming out about all of that, but you'll see.
Oh, so you're going to spit. You're going to vomit and then swallow everything back into your throat. There's a video coming out so you can take back everything you said, right? Oh, what a way to go, Pearl, in terms of your credibility, in terms of being on your square, in terms of know what you're talking about, being able to trust you, right? What a way to go, right? There's a video coming out. Instead of you to go quiet somewhere, instead of all this collection that you're doing all over the place, instead of you go quiet somewhere and be quiet for 3 months and just focus on have other people talk. You have a huge platform. Have other people talk about it. Must you talk? You have to talk, Nee. Just collecting everywhere.
Show up. Let me.
What a dumbass.
It's coming out.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking you is because it's kind of like a big deal that you had this guy on.
They're trying to help her. It's kind of a big deal to have a racist on a show. If you don't know what you're doing, then maybe you shouldn't. Right? You think you're wiser than me? I don't have a lot of guests on, right? You think you're wise? I can start bringing people on too, right? But once I start bringing people on, what they say becomes my responsibility. How many people remember the Tunde the 2020 on ATB show that I brought on, I had to take responsibility because I brought them on to a large extent, for that matter, right?
Do you see what I'm saying? He is incredibly toxic.
I'm just telling you my personal experience with him. We filmed
we know.
hours and hours and hours
Lack
of
of.
footage with him. There was that one.
Lack thereof.
To me, if you watch the full clip, it puts it in a little bit of context.
There's nothing that they always say that watch the full clip so you can get full context. BS. Cap. Okay? There's no other context we're going to get outside of just a few minutes we've seen. You're racist.
Stop the cap.
You are. Okay? Listen, I mean, you just heard that right there. The guy is saying, listen, I think he's a racist. You don't think he's a racist, you must be a racist. I mean, this is a very good state. At this point right here is where you say 1 + 1 must equals to 2. Yeah.
Context.
Yeah.
But he was really polite. He showed up on time. Like we just. Yeah.
He also
And honestly, he did a panel, and he spoke about his opinions on race mixing, and a lot of people agreed with him.
okay, but that doesn't change whether
She just did it again.
right?
Wait. She just did it again. A lot of people agree with him. A lot of people also agreed with Hitler. You can't save her.
Racist to like, because I'm curious.
Yeah.
Do you think it's
Go on.
racist like if I'm Irish and I say I want to date someone that's Irish? Do you think that's racist?
No, but if I say to you, you're Irish, therefore you shouldn't date a black man, that is racist, yeah.
Another 𝒯𝒽𝒾𝓈. Another one. Listen. I ran out of sound effects. Let's keep going.
If you're Irish and because when he spoke about it on the show, it was more about culture than race.
But to me, that doesn't really work as an argument, Paul. So I'll give you an example. I'm
You
half
can't
Latin
save her.
American. I take after my dad's Irish side. If I date a Jamaican woman, Jamaica and Venezuela have a very similar culture. We're culturally very similar. We have the same food, the same religion, whatever else. So to me, that argument doesn't work.
Yes,
You see what
culture.
I'm
Wait,
saying?
Venezuela and what?
And Jamaica. So Venezuela's at the top of South
Slam
America,
dunk.
and Jamaica is, or Trinidad, which is literally you see it over the water.
Yeah, well, it's just when he was talking about how he wanted to date an Italian woman, like versus
A black woman.
like he even
Say
said
it,
he wanted to
say
date a British girl, he wanted to date an Italian woman. So it's like, how is he a white supremacist?
No,
if he
he's
wanted-
allowed to date who he wants,
Yeah.
but him telling your Italian friend she shouldn't be dating a black man, that's the racist part, don't you think?
I'd have to remember what he said in the clip, but maybe, yeah, maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm asking you, because
She said
you
maybe.
do have controversial guests, as we do, and there's nothing wrong with talking to people who are controversial.
There's nothing
but
wrong with
Nick
it.
Fuentes is a very different kettle of fish, as we say here, right?
Yeah. My opinion is that he was polite overall. He was a good guest.
He was also denying the Holocaust, from what I remember.
Look, I'm not with that. Keep me out of that one. I'm not with the race. Like, that's not my thing. But I just think people are allowed to have their opinions. So if he has crazy opinions, let him have his opinions. And I think he should.
No, Pearl, it's not my thing. I don't talk about race. I it's not a topic that I'm well versed in. Okay, I don't know too much about it. I just know like basic stuff. I know that the black man has been oppressed, right? Yes, just do like this. Just do like this. Yes. And I know that there's a lot of trauma that comes with that. Like, yes. I know that that conversation is deeper than, like, if somebody's going to run their mouth on your show, you have to hold them accountable and make them spit fire. You see how these guys are doing to you right now? You just, See how they're not letting you get away with it? Like stupid talk? Exactly. So you know what means, right? So you have your staff is Nigerians, right? Exactly. She don't get out. She don't get it.
Be allowed to talk about it on a podcast.
But isn't it also the duty, Pearl, of the person interviewing them to push back on those opinions when they come up and actually challenge
to
them,
push
and
back.
investigate them, and to
Unless you're a racist.
basically push back?
You agree with them.
Yeah, I mean, we could do another show where we push back more. It's not the end all be all.
But surely that isn't that the risk? Isn't that?
I wanted to do like one with Dr. Umar, but he didn't want to come. Sad.
Who's Dr.
I don't want to come on your show. Just like I don't want to go on a Lapiv show. Just like I don't want to go on some lame ass stupid show where all they do is dragging women. Okay? Just like I don't want to go on Reverend Peterson, that's his name, show. Okay? Why would anybody with correct head want to go on your show? They're chasing clouds. Well, some people have standards. Even if they will get some measurable amount of clout and audience and attention, it's not worth it. This was the problem that I had with what's his name, Afiz. Going on those shows trying to argue with people that have made up their mind. It's not worth it. You know, you're lucky. Yes, you're lucky that Dr. Umar did not come on that piece of trash. You're lucky. Just, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but it makes sense that he wouldn't want to come.
Umar has like the same opinions as Nick. Like he doesn't believe in race mixing too. He's just black.
It's not race mixing. It's just black. See, it's different, dummy. If a black person is saying it than a white person, of course you can't comprehend that. That's why you should shut the hell up for life. You can't comprehend why black men can say certain things and white people cannot say those things. It's too much for your processor to process it. It's a lot. I know. Maybe it's better to just shut up.
Yeah.
That's like a common.
The guy say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some people who believe that, sure.
Yeah.
But you know what?
It has nothing to do with nothing.
When you were talking about the Holocaust with him, he was saying it's like slavery, it got embellished, and you were sort of going, I can see your point.
Yep.
And that's what I found a bit confusing.
Hot seat.
Then in your apology, you said, well, I wasn't really educated on these things. But it sounds like you're kind of taking that back now.
She's taking everything
there's a
back.
statement coming out on everything, so you guys just have to wait for it.
Yeah.
From
our perspective, we're kind of saying to you what...
The wisest thing she said so far, right, is that there's a statement coming out. You just have to wait for it. I think that's the wisest thing I've ever heard from Just Pearl. That is a statement coming out. Let me just shut the hell up. And you just have to wait for it. Now, if I were her, I would just say that and I still won't bring any statement out. Because when that statement come out, there's no way to fix this. But Paul, there's no way to fix it. Oh, wait, there's one way. Shut the hell up. For a long time. You can still do your shows, have other people talk on your show. Those opinions of yours, yeah, it's gonna get worse and worse. It's gonna end up in a bottle.
We thought you might have said to him, which is, if a guest says or does something controversial, you kind of want to ask and find out why they've done that. And we have to make, by the way, if this is coming across as confrontational, that's not the intention at all, because whenever I see a guest not be challenged enough on someone's show, I often think there, by the grace of God go I, because we've had people on the show who've said controversial things, and I've sort of missed.
Can you imagine a man coming on Power's show and repeating all of the manosphere talking points? Do you think she will give him smoke? I'm just wondering. It's a question. Answer me in the comments.
The moment. And I kind of didn't challenge them enough, and I felt bad about it afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, because you're not a political person, you might not. There was a guy called Darren Grimes.
That face that you're looking at, they're numb right now. That face is numb. she wished she could just disappear from that seat right now. I would like Dr. Umar to go to her show and teach her a lesson. I feel like Dr. Umar, I don't agree with a lot of his rhetorics, but I haven't really listened long enough. I'm also not a political person, so I don't know exactly what his core beliefs are, but you know, it's something about him that I feel like if I listen to him long enough, I probably would disagree with him all the way. But nonetheless, it's another topic of another day. Maybe one day I'll be previewed to be able to listen a little bit longer to see where he's coming from. The last thing I've seen about him is that he collected school money and they never built the school. Those people, man. She's trying so hard to cover up but showing her ass all the way out. Of course, she wouldn't give him smoke because that's our mindset. Yeah. And you're supposed to give everyone smoke. You're not supposed to. Yeah, you're supposed to. After you listen long enough to people, you will see like, okay, so are you saying even if people can agree, people can see that you kind of align in ideologies. There's some things that you're a human being. You just have some unique things that it's okay that other people disagree with you, but if you're just repeating the same talking point all the time.
Who had a guy called Dr. David Starkey on, and he said something about how, of course,
oh no, not for the guests, for the content that you put out, Pearl.
Yeah, I'm responsible for all the content I put out.
You are.
You're responsible for all the
It's like
content that
therapy.
you put out. And you now look at that and think you shouldn't have done that. You made a mistake. You made an error.
I don't regret having someone controversial on. If I had to do it again, I would have maybe had someone on the opposite end of the argument that could push back. But how I probably would have did it if I had to do it again, one full interview with both of them. Let them talk, let them say what they're going to say.
No, Pearl, for the next 10 years at least, that's all you should do. Including relationship matters too, especially family and marriage matters. You have no idea what you're talking about. At all. Not 99% at all. Like completely zero, zip, nothing. Right? It's better to have the platform. You have influence. I think influence is a beautiful thing if it's used properly. You're using it wrongly. Have other people on the show, have them talk. Ask open-ended questions, not close-ended questions. Yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. No, open-ended question. Let them allow them to bring out some insights. You can learn from anybody. You know that, right? But if you're always talking when you claim to have a show that has panels on them, like, Jesus, especially when you know nothing, you throw yourself under the bus every time. It's not working out well. Only 3 months later, maybe 6 months. You've blown up in the last 6 months and you're all in the water already. Ignorance is a disease.
Bring them together.
So who would you have on the other end? So you'd have
Dr. Umar.
Yeah, but
She hasn't learned anything. The black guy. Bring the black guy to come and face the white man.
Yeah, but those are two people who share the same same viewpoint. It's just one happens to be white, one happens to be black. That's not that's playing on. Do you see that's kind of identity politics?
Well, yeah, but then we did a whole panel with people that disagreed.
It's the same identity to you, dummy. She doesn't get it.
Agreed with him, so.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to call her dummy. I need to be nicer. Oh, okay. She's not a dummy. I take that back. Jesus Christ. Help me help you, Pearl, please.
We did do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm a bit confused about is you did a whole apology, but
Okay,
it sounds like you're
stop
not.
asking me about this?
No.
I said
It
I have
kinda matters.
I have a statement coming out
Yeah.
about it, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll leave it to your statement.
Yeah.
They extracted everything we needed out of her. It's okay. I think I want to do, let's say, what's the one thing we're not talking about? She covered quite a bit of base, that girl and something else. And more importantly, all the people that follow her loyally and want to back her in any of these talking points, there's something else. It's such a weird place to be in the history of mankind. But I think we're getting somewhere. At least we're having a conversation. She said, I don't agree with Dr. Umar, especially when he says black man is not around to marry white women. She's BS. See? Yeah, it's not realistic too. Right? He goes real hard about that. Yeah. But it's a black man. Listen, I don't know if you want to call that unfair. I don't know how you're measuring it. Are you measuring that against 400 years or invading the whole land of Africa? Which one are you measuring against? You're not allowed to say certain things if you're not a black man. The black man gets that pass. You'll be paying for this for a long time coming. I don't know what you want me to tell you. But if you can't comprehend that, then just shut up. Jesus. Just shut up. yes, they definitely held her accountable, But let me see if I can do one more, and I'll be right back. All right, so this one is going to be a very short one. So I want you to go and spend time with your family, love up on your babies, love up on your big babies, all that kind of stuff, I want you to do that, okay? Yes, let's talk about this news right here. I don't know if you guys saw it, that happened in Akure. I'm going to read it for the first time. My wife told me a little bit about it. So I'm actually going to be reading it now and see if we can get something out of it. I know the lesson I want us to learn from it already. Okay. Natu, are you there? Natu, like, what did I do? Area, I did here. Now you're good. I'm just joking. But all of us that we tend to talk about spiritual. I am like that too, because I was raised that way. But I'm telling us that we need to be a little bit more careful with all the spirituality over spiritualizing everything, because this is what it becomes, right? This is what it becomes. Look at this news on Nigerian Tribune. Suspected Yahoo boy crushes 4 to 5 injures Ondo. She said a full ground. I see you, Natsu, my G. Right? Crushes. Let me show you the screen. All right, here we go. Suspected Yahoo boy crushes 4 to deletion, injures others in Ondo. What is this title? Yahoo and Juju suspects mobbed and deleted in Yoruba. So let's see if we can get some details out of this situation, because I don't know the full details. Yeah, I saw that the free's talking about it. My wife was quite traumatized from this story a bit, and it's about jungle justice. Jungle justice is part of the all over spiritualizing everything. Okay, it's the same mindset. We gotta pay attention to that. Okay, we gotta pay attention to that. It's part of the same issues. Okay, jungle justice. Okay, I'm gonna share the link. I want to hear your thoughts on this, Natu. Yeah, it's a big deal, and we need to talk about it in a few minutes, okay, before we go forward, right? Nigeria is in a place where anytime somebody is carrying an iPhone, I'm not talking about Lekki. Anytime somebody is carrying an iPhone, he might be accused of being a Yahoo boy, and then they might serve him jungle justice. They might delete him literally, okay? All right, that's where Nigeria is right now. If a girl sleepwalks out of her, a young girl, 14 years old, if she's sleepwalking at night, Nigeria is in worse place than it used to be 20 years. They might say she has witchcraft and start beating her with brooms. I don't know if you're aware of that. Okay, Shay, you hear me? Natu.
Yes, I do hear you.
Okay, so let me read this and then I want us to talk about it really quickly before we round up, right? So this news on Tribune says a suspected internet fraudster, also known as Yahoo boy, Nigerian slang, internet fraudsters are called Yahoo boys or Yahoo plus or whatever, right? Yahoo boy was involved in a fatal accident that left at least 4 people deleted and several others injured in Akure, Ondo State. That's my town. That's my city. On Monday morning, the incident reportedly occurred in the Ijokha area of Akure. I know exactly where Ijokha is. Eyewitnesses say the driver of the Toyota car was driving at a high speed while going through Ijomimom to the Sunday bus stop Ijokha area of the town when his vehicle suddenly skidded off its lane and crushed the victims to deletion. Some of the victims were on commercial motorcycles known as Okada. They use them for commercial transportations, motorcycles, and and they deleted immediately at the spot before they could be rushed to the hospital. The driver suspected to be suspicion. Like, why do we have developed society? Well, innocent until proven guilty. That's the direct opposite of jungle justice, okay? The driver suspected to be Yahoo Boy was returning from 𝒯𝒾𝓈, where he had gone to see some of his friends, where he lost control of the car and crashed into the victims. The driver was allegedly driving recklessly and at high speed, which resulted in the accident. According to an eyewitness, sympathizers who rushed to the scene to rescue the driver found some fetish items. What is fetish items? 𝒯𝒾𝓃, ado, crazy, whatever, those things, right? You find out in somebody's car, so now they must be Yahoo Boy. Well, that means I must give them jungle justice, right? Raising suspicion that the driver was a Yahoo Boy. How does fetish items translate to being a criminal? And even if they're a criminal, how does that translate to jungle justice? That's clearly a backward society, and we need to keep speaking against this. The sympathizers were said to be angered by what they saw in the car and descended on the driver, beating him to a point of comatose. They also set the car on fire. The mob action, it is a mob action. Listen, it's sad that his car crashed and deleted 4 people. It is sad, right? But we need to think a little bit bigger than these 5 people that have been deleted, because it was deleted, right? The mob action was due to the driver's attitude after the incident, because he showed no sign of remorse and attempted to run away from the scene. Does this translate to jungle justice still? I don't know. This is an eyewitness that's trying to justify it. Let me tell you something. The regular person, the regular typical person in Nigeria have a jungle justice mindset. Okay? You can see a lot of it in the conversation about your son that passed away over the past few days.
Yep.
Okay? And as you might see it as, no, it's not deep. Like I always tell you, your own small worry, you never know when you're going to have a person that will take
Imagine
that
when this thing happened now, everybody said it was Judy. Everybody, they now started trolling Judy. They started trolling this girl online. They were not allowing her to breathe.
What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen if certain people have access to Judy physically?
That babe for no they breathe too.
Let me finish this really quickly. However, the men of the state police command who arrived at the scene were able to rescue the driver from the mob and took the lifeless body of the victims to the morgue. Right? I think he passed eventually. Let me see. This one is not showing.
The driver passed.
Yeah. They burnt him.
Wow.
Right. Suspected Yahoo Boy to deletion for crushing. Yeah, that was the end of him. They finished him.
Suspected Yahoo Boy, or they knew him to be a Yahoo Boy.
So there's no way to know if somebody is a Yahoo Boy from a standpoint of.
There are people that they know them to be, like their area people know, say this guy, like they may do on that gym moves. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. Except that it's still innocent until proven guilty.
I want to believe that the fact that he did not show any remorse was what angered the people, because I'll be pissed.
Yeah. You said what?
I said I want to believe that the fact that he didn't show any remorse, like you just five people.
I agree 100%.
You can't bring that life back? Are you joking?
Yeah, you can't do that, because the reason why in a developed society they say innocent until proven guilty is because there's always blind spot. There's some things you just don't know, right?
Yeah, even if not chicken, you cry. Even if not chicken.
I think I've told that story here before. I'm not sure. The same thing almost happened to me because I knocked. I tried. I was 16 years old, 16 or 17. You know what? I almost knocked a chicken off the street, and I swabbed because I didn't have experience. I swabbed my car instead of me to just stray. If chicken won't die, it just die.
Bro, let me tell you, this one is not even somebody hitting the chicken. This is my younger brother's chicken when he was 5. He went to school and the chicken died. And my father now threw the chicken away. My father, my younger brother made so much trouble. My dad had to take my younger brother, my mom to my grandfather, and they had to go and do court case. Why and how his chicken fight, and everybody acting like it was just a chicken. And to the boy, it's not just a chicken. But this is like a human life. Now you can't bring it back, you can't buy that. And you want to act like, okay, an accident I do. Like, bro.
Let me tell you something though. I don't know how I won lottery today that Chiye decided to come out, but Chiye, welcome. we won lotto today.
Don't say that about my boo. Chia is a good person. She just busy.
Chiye has not been on this stage in at least 3 years.
But she's keeping the chat busy.
3 years,
3 years. But anyway, wait, let me finish that story really quickly. So I swerved, right, to avoid the chicken. So my side mirror knocked a young girl. She had a cut on the head. I almost got mobbed on that street. Yes, it's called 𝒯𝒽𝒾𝓈 Street in our local government. I almost got mobbed. They tore my shirt. I was 16, 17 years old.
Wow.
This is personal to
You
me.
will never forget that day. You will never forget that day.
You see, I'm telling you the story now. I don't know how many years later. Listen, this thing, right? Anytime you see somebody, I know it's a stretch, but I need to say it. People that tend to believe in militant ways of ruling people or parenting or dealing with people, yeah, I just believe in militant. You need to watch them. They are the people enabling this type of behavior, because as much as you're saying it's militant, very small like that, there's another person that their militant is going to another way entirely. You know, but let me hear what you ladies have to say about this, because it needs to stop.
See, our perspective is going to be different because we are women, you know, we are potential mothers. So, I don't think what they did was like okay, but I feel like they were angered by the guy's reaction of not feeling remorse. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and you know, Nigeria already, every small thing they trigger them. Every small thing will just trigger them. So they're already angry. So if you just add anything now, fire will just catch. Do you understand? So what he did wasn't right, honestly speaking. And I want to believe that was an accident because they said he was speeding. So I don't think he did that because he wanted to do something or because of what they ended up finding in his car. But I want to believe that that was an accident, but his reaction prompted whatever the outcome was.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Chiye, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. Sorry, you might
how have you been?
My background.
No, you're good.
Walking
You're good.
to my car. Just got off from work.
Oh, but, okay. Well done.
Thank you. So this is my thing. I honestly feel like even if he did show remorse, I feel like they will still do jungle justice because, for example, you know, when a driver accidentally hit an Okada and it's clearly an accident, the way they would descend on this driver, you know, in Nigeria, they do that a lot. And I don't like the fact that, I mean, if that report is actually correct, if it's true, I don't like the fact that he didn't show remorse. Another thing is people have different types of reactions when they are in a bad situation, right? He could be afraid. He probably already knew what will happen. So the state of mind that he was at that time, that might be his own way of expressing fear, which they're reading or interpreting as not showing remorse. But it's really sad that they also deleted him. So that ended up being like how many people that got deleted? 5 altogether. I mean, that's really crazy. Another thing is those people that are reporting, oh, he has fetish things in his car, blah, blah, blah. I bet you a lot of those people have fetish things in their homes.
Yeah.
Like, y'all need to stop playing here. Like, y'all have fetish things in your homes too. Doing whatever it is that you're
sometimes
doing.
It looks like sometimes that fetish thing looks like anointing oil. They don't see it as fetish. These people.
MOP, you're not nice.
You know? Some people
you remember even in the Bible now, Jesus said he without sin should cast the first stone.
Sorry, what did you say, Natsu?
No, I said just like you said, like a lot of them are doing the same thing. Like in the Bible, Jesus said, "He who without sin should cast the first
You cast
stone."
the first stone.
Yeah.
That joint is in their homes. They know it. So what is their justification? One, that he killed those people by accident. Oh, sorry, deleted those people by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Two, that he had fetish things in his car. So because he has fetish things in his car and he deleted those people,
These are considered grounds to delete people.
It must be what's in the car. It must be
Rituals.
You must be a Yahoo boy.
It must be a sacrifice. I beg.
If they caught him in the bush, if they caught him in the bush doing something, they will say, okay, he's using them for that purpose.
Together.
If you can't, the only way in Nigeria, thank God for this headline that you're looking at. The only way that guy should be held into that kind of account that you can even justify anything at all is if you caught him with other people hurting people.
Exactly. That's
it.
The only time I would like agree for jungle justice.
What's going on,
I'm not for jungle justice.
There's been situations lately, like last year, when like this Yahoo thing went into a complete frenzy. No be Yahoo Promax and they call them, where people are like now kidnapping their own girlfriends.
Yes.
They chop breasts. They do all kind of
If somebody is considered missing and you find them with somebody, even at that, you have to have them arrested. They have to go through because you don't know what you don't know.
Some type of due process.
Yeah.
You have to go through due process. You know, so we need.
Back home is so wrong, man.
Yeah, there's this thing on, I don't know what site this is, the precisiong.com. It says 2 arrested for killing, for deleting Yahoo Boy in Akure to be charged for murder. They need more scapegoats like this. They need more because it's happening. By the way, jungle justice is happening every day in Nigeria. I don't know if you realize. Every day.
Yeah,
these are the ones that make it to the news. You know, 2 suspects who allegedly stoned 35-year-old man 𝒯𝒃𝒽𝒾𝓈 Tópẹ́ to deletion in Akure have been arrested. The Ondo State Police Command confirmed Tópẹ́ was deleted by an angry mob, right? For alleged, Chie says something, interpretation. What other interpretation do you need from somebody that's trying to run away? They clearly know that
that's
they're in
true.
trouble.
That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said.
So
that's why I said. That's why they acted the way they acted.
Remorse.
Yeah, the remorse, right? Go ahead, Natu.
You know, sometimes, right? It's just when you do some things, it's your reaction that will either make the person forgive you or say, okay, you have to pay me back. You understand? But when you do something and you act like, so what? Like, all those kind of things. Like, you just piss people up and they're like, okay, I want more. I want compensation.
This one right here, Natu, is the one that we have to be explicit about. It's criminal mob behavior, mob anger, jungle justice.
No, I'm not for jungle justice.
It's criminal behavior. We have to just.
I'm not for jungle justice.
There's no justification for it.
Tackle this thing in Nigeria, man, because it's so rampant, and people's mindset. Because a lot of everything depends on the mindset, the way people think. It's
right.
It's like the way if you see the way they'll defend jungle justice here,
Yeah, the mindset definitely. Is,
and honestly speaking, most times for this jungle justice, most times they are wrong about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because they just quick to act. They don't investigate to know what happened, how did they happen. They don't have that patience. They don't even have that intellect to say, okay, this is how stuff like this go. Let's find out what happened. No, just hit him, hit her. So what's next? He should go, or we catch him stealing. Imagine because they caught somebody stealing, and then they just put the tire over the person and they just fight the person because they caught him stealing. Now, did they ask what happened? Did the person really steal? Was it true? So let's investigate. There was one that was caught stealing one time. And why was he stealing? Because he has a child that was fighting in the hospital and they needed money for something that he didn't have. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying to steal is the way to solve that problem.
Yeah. Ladies, let's I wanna finish with this. I wanna know your thoughts about this last topic that we covered. I'll be right back. I just want to hear your thoughts, and then we'll round off for this show. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, so I wanna hear your thoughts about this girl real quickly. Let's round it off with this. You guys listened to the whole segment, right?
Oh my God.
Who is that?
You don't see the screen. Yeah, Auntie Pearl, Brother Paul.
She's
No,
confused.
Brother Pearl. That's
Brother
her name.
Paul.
Brother Pearl, that woman is confused. Somebody needs to educate her about race and culture, so she knows the difference.
Yeah,
So I
the
should not
guy's
go
trying
on
to put
them.
it straight real quick on that, you know?
Go and be embarrassing our ancestors.
Yeah. So you don't have you ever heard our stuff at all?
I started hearing her from you though.
Oh, from me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what have you seen thus far up to this point?
Honestly speaking, I feel like this lady, she's part of the chat GTP generation.
Chat GPT. I have it open in front of me right now.
Yeah, yeah, with all due respect, but honestly speaking, because I feel like some things you just go Google it before her show, and then she just comes talks about some things off her head and some statistics that I don't know where she get the numbers from. But and honestly, I know people that are not married, and I'll listen to marriage advice from them
Yes,
because
of
of the
course.
level of wisdom that they have and how well read they are and how they carry themselves, the people they grew around with. But her own, I don't know where she got it from. I don't know where she's getting it from. So sometimes when she talk, I'm like, you know what you're saying? Do you even know what that means?
She
Honestly
googled
speaking,
it.
so
She googled it before she turned on the camera.
yeah, exactly. Or she tells one of her producers, can you Google that for me real quick and tell me what it is? And then whatever comes to the top, they tell her. But honestly speaking, I feel like she needs to like get herself schooled a little bit, especially on the black culture. She needs to understand our culture and our race. She needs to understand that this thing that she sees like the black race is different from the culture. Because
Yes.
these black people, we have different cultures.
Mm.
We're not all one.
Even Yoruba alone.
Exactly. So, but she's not getting that part. So, well, that's it
Yeah.
for her.
Chinye,
For
what
her.
about you? I know Chinye, you probably consume a little bit more manosphere content than Natu, right?
Well, to be honest with you, I haven't they're so irritating to me. So they're like, yeah. So I don't even like bother. I mean, like when Kevin Samuel was alive, there were some things that I consumed, and some things I'm like, man, you're part of what you're saying is true, but you're like too harsh. Or he wouldn't even allow the person to speak. Even the person could be very respectful, very polite, but he would be like, yeah, yes or no, say yes or no. Anyway, let me come back to this. I beg.
If he sees an angle that can go viral, he would definitely do that. Yeah.
Say yes or no. You'd be like, yo, this like one lady was telling him like, no, this my husband is okay with such and such. And say yes or no. Say yeah. Like the way he just was cutting her, he was so rude.
Mel, you're not listening to me. Mel, you're not listening to me. I'm like, oh, about to today.
Like, I'm listening to you. You just don't want me to make my point, you idiot. You only want to make the point you want to make, and you want to show that you are the alpha male with the power. Here's your show. Well, if you allow me to come to your show to speak, and I'm being respectful, and I'm not, and if you're trying to make a point, and you say you're cutting him off, then he won't let you speak. Anywho, back to this one. So this
Just
girl,
Pearl.
I've seen Just Pearl like I haven't like watched the show or anything. I didn't even know she had a show. Like sometimes I'll see those little YouTube shorts. So because I'll see her with a panel, I'll it's like little clips or whatever. So because I see her on a panel, I would think that she was invited to a show or something. So I didn't. So it was when you started talking about her. That's when I knew that. Oh, she actually has her own show. And some of those quick clip things that she would say, some of them would make sense to a certain degree.
Right. On paper, they always make sense. On paper.
Yeah, but like, she like, I don't know how many years that she spent consuming all these rubbish, nonsense, jagbajantis. And she also saw that, oh, you know what? I mean, I guess she's a smart business girl because she figured that this
She's a hell of a marketer.
Some good wadada. So she wanted to, she jumped on that. But she's being dragged on these streets, just like you said. It doesn't take long for people's ass to be seen clearly before they start getting dragged. And she's being dragged. I really, 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 really enjoyed these guys roasting the crap out. Well, not really roasting her, but I really enjoyed them holding her accountable. Them just like when she's trying to slip away, they'll be like, no, but you said X, Y, and Z.
But you said this. They were ready. They came prepared for her. Yeah.
No, they came. Like, you could tell that they watched that show to the T. So they came with their notepad in their head. Like, and the partners were going back and forth. I absolutely enjoy that. It's easy for people to say, oh, let's hold other people accountable. But once we are held accountable, it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
She was like turning red, being so uncomfortable.
Everybody wants to hold someone accountable until they're held accountable, right?
Exactly. Right. It got to the point where she couldn't take it anymore. Like, can we just stop talking about this? Can we just stop? But I was
like, say the why me stop there. It's about
no. You're whining us. Like, I loved it. I loved how, they just basically told her, but this guy was telling this person, don't date a black person.
Yeah.
Specifically,
precisely.
Like, well,
not other culture, a black person.
He was specific. And the other thing is, the guy with his own mouth, in talk say, I be racist more. If someone say I'm racist a little bit, it means I'm hella racist.
You are racist.
I'm a lot racist. I am racist. Yes. I'm just trying
we expect him to say that. Everybody, the whole world already knows he's racist, right? Because he said, because race is a real thing. That's how he justified it.
He came straight telling you, I am a racist. He's saying it with his full chest. So when she's trying to say, oh, I don't think he's a racist though, and the guys were like, he said with his own mouth he's a racist. She didn't know what to say anymore. And then she was trying to say, but I think he's talking about culture. Like, she should have just kept her mouth shut and took the correction. Instead of
and they were trying to help her. They were trying to help her, but this girl.
Like, if you're gonna be out here in this space, you want to call it manosphere, you want to call it YouTube streets. If you're gonna be out
public,
here,
if you're in public, watch your mouth.
You need to filter what you're saying. If your guests come saying things out of their ass, you need to correct them. You need to make a stand. But she's not correcting them because that's actually truly deeply in her heart.
That's
how
who she
feels.
is.
That's who she is. In as much as she's, I think that before she's trying to say, "Oh, I like black men" or whatever. That's bullcrap.
If I were her, right, I would never use the word black or African ever again in my life. But she won't listen because of our coconut.
She cannot.
She won't listen.
She's trying to cover her tracks because she knows she has black audience.
Yeah.
So if she does that, she might lose people, and she's trying not to lose that.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of losing people, you saw when that thing was entering the Jewish side, and she slipped out real fast.
The Holocaust thing, right?
They shot.
When they said the Holocaust, right? The Holocaust stuff.
Yeah, the way she did, like, she quickly slipped out, like, oh no, I'm not. She had to slip out really quickly because they can shut her down like tonight.
I'm all with it. Yeah, she will just wake up. The YouTube channel will be gone.
Like, they don't play that.
Exactly.
So she had to quickly, with the quickness,
slip out of there. Yeah.
But
Anyway,
another thing I wanted to say, because I know you're about to round up Orlando.
no problem. Yeah.
Can you tell me? Remember that girl yesterday that was making fun of Niger men or whatever? I wasn't really sure what was the background about that. Is it because of what brother Pearl was saying?
Right. So once Brother Paul became very popular because they have like 50,000 subscribers and stuff. Brother Paul has 1.3 million. That's a lot. So they they have been watching her. That this one is he's going to come here and save our black men for us. It's a territorial thing that I feel it is. At the end of the day, I think it's okay. It's healthy for women to advocate for men. I think it's okay. I appreciate it too. But when it gets to a point where I can't see nerves moving your face when you're talking, where you just look like a robot. It looks like you just Google it, right? And those girls were those girls. They were doing that, but they didn't grow as fast as Brother Pearl, So now that she now crossed the line to racism, right? And they realized that a lot of black men are not holding her accountable. Now they decide to drag
the black brothers in the comments, the Niger brothers in the comments.
No, the Niger thing is because she said, my Africans, she just said it too, like my staff. She's talking about the Nigerian guy that works for her. And she's like, so now she decided to drag African, but she's always dragged, she's from the ADOS FBA crew, and she's always fighting for African descendants of slaves, the people fighting for reparations and stuff like that. So she's always no that auntie from yesterday, that auntie that looked like a narrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's always fought for reparations and stuff like that. So she, which is fine with me, because that's their plight, right? But there's no need. Yeah, but she actively drags African when she's talking about ADOS, FBA, and all that.
Yeah, that part I feel the same type of way about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I've watched her do that before some months ago. I don't have time for this one, these lame ones, these stupid girls. But yeah, she did that, and then
I need a Niger brother to drag her ass.
Yeah, so
drag her.
Yeah, Naija. That's what she's responding to. They are dragging her in the chat, me or Nigerian people.
Oh,
they're dragging her knees, but not the men.
Like,
not the men.
You're really typing.
Yeah, that's what she was doing. Like that's what she was. But it's in her. Yeah, Natu, that's not you. Who is talking next to you? Is that you?
Yes. I said I have a question.
Make sure you use this microphone every time. Your voice is clearer suddenly.
Oh no! Oh, my earpiece died, so that's what happened.
So I can hear you better suddenly.
Okay.
All right.
So what's her show about? What's her niche?
She hold black women accountable for they need to be more femininity, blah blah blah. But it's bullshit.
Wait. She bringing her white self to hold black women accountable?
Oh no, we're talking about the black girl yesterday.
The black girl from yesterday.
Oh no, I'm talking about Pearl. What's her show about?
She claims it's about relationship, but she's full of shit. She's just pandering.
She don't know anything about She knows zilch
about relationship.
Oh,
because
I even forgot the whole thing about women shouldn't vote. Like, where is she pulling this thing out of? Who is she trying to please? Like, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot. If you're saying that women shouldn't vote, basically you're saying that things that concern you as a woman that you feel you might be treated unfairly, you shouldn't have the right to speak about it. So you have a show.
Let me even take it further for you.
Speak about it.
Let me tell you how dumb it is, right? She's literally saying black men and black people should not vote. She probably doesn't realize it. She doesn't realize it that once upon a time they were not allowed to vote.
Right.
She's that slow, She doesn't know that it goes.
White women were not able to vote. Then the white women started voting.
Right.
Before it got to.
Because then when they said it, she now said, "Oh, I don't mind that too." When they said, it used to be only rich people that could vote. She said, "Oh, I don't mind that too." So she's just lame, you know. But
To me, when she says she don't mind that, I think
hold on,
maybe
not to. This
because
is what we're talking about, not
getting
to.
some coins.
So we don't, please, Pearly.
Can you see this?
Get your Africans on it. What them Africans over there like?
Oh yeah, you need
These
to listen to this now too.
motherfuckers got me fucked up. They want to ruin my job. I am not going back to the villages in Nigeria.
So first of all, we don't say job, we say job. That's number one. Correction. Not ruin my job. Ruin my job.
So we
Let's
need to
keep
be
going.
petty.
Let me correct her, really.
Want to ruin my job. I am not going back to
I am not I am not.
the villages in Nigeria. I'm not going back.
It's not Nigeria, it's
Who
Nigeria.
told her that we don't want to go back to Nigeria? Who told her that?
I'm not worried. I'm not Koko. Let's continue.
There where I only have electricity from noon to 6 p.m. It's not happening. If these niggas think for a second that I am going to turn against my white mama, she gave me the best job I ever had in my life. I am able to send back money.
It's kind of funny, the weary.
For 𝒯𝒾𝓈.
I laughed at that. I'm not gonna lie.
We will not sleep, Pasty, until we get.
She's calling Pearly Pasty, by the way.
Oh my god.
Oh, pasty.
Pasty. She's calling Pearly
Forget that
Pasty. Ah, this thing pay now. Some white girl came and took her black men and they are, she's collecting all this super chat. This thing pay now more. Ah,
Wait,
Pasty.
Pearl's boyfriend
She's
black?
jealous, eh?
It's jealousy now, of course. It's jealousy.
Is Pearl's
But
boyfriend black?
it's what?
Pearl, brother Pearl, is her boyfriend black?
She did what?
Is her boyfriend black?
Oh, she's been dating black people. Not in recent time though, but she was with a black
really?
boyfriend. And that one too. I will see if I can find that one real quick.
For 𝒯𝒾𝓈 and Fufu. I'll be down.
And Fufu Oloshi.
We are now. We will not
That's the
sleep,
only thing that they
Pasty,
know.
until we get revenge on these niggas. All y'all go to hell. Period. Y'all over there, boy, y'all so scared to go back to your hut and your Fufu that y'all over here. Oh, these more they fuckers.
See, you can't drag people. Nigerians are the best at dragging anybody. So, listen.
They come for her, man. She can't survive it.
Yeah.
They get bad mouth.
Exactly. If I
keep up with them.
Let me see here, boyfriend. Let me see. There's a boyfriend that was actually going around at one point. For Pearly things. What's her name again? Pasty something, Jerry. Just Pearly things boyfriend. The guy was viral at one point because people were calling his attention. Okay, I think I found a video here. Let me see. Okay, I found one. Let's see here.
At first, and then pretty soon after it starts to slow down. That's probably because you haven't been.
Oh, this is my guy. This is, you guys should check out. You should check him out. By the way, this is 𝒯𝒾𝓈 Aziz. Check him out. He has some good content.
𝒯𝒾𝓈.
Yeah,
𝒯𝒾𝓈
is on YouTube with BBY Aziz. 𝒯𝒾𝓈.
Okay.
He's been dragging them for quite a while before me.
Oh, he's been dragging the girls.
The manosphere altogether, everywhere.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Anyone that would drag the manosphere, it gives me joy.
Yeah, he drags them, but he drags them. He also has like good points. He talks about dating a little bit and stuff like that too. So,
on top of that, back in the day, women sort of knew that they don't tend to necessarily work. They needed a man to get through life. Nowadays, where women have more money, to them it's like, well, I'd rather have a man who earns the same or more than me.
Women would rather be homeless than marry a beta, and you can see this.
Women would rather be homeless than marry a beta, right? I think she's agreeing with the man over there.
What?
Like
what are you talking about, man?
Now, whether Pearl actually
this is 𝒯𝒾𝓈 right here.
doing, or whether she's just regurgitating talking points from other content creators in the manosphere, like Kevin Samuels and all these other people, you won't know because she's getting monetized, she's getting paid.
She's getting money.
Talking about this.
I can't hate on that.
I need to have a word with you.
Oh no! Don't be too hard on her now. Why does it have to be this way?
Oh, you're fired.
Not the cartoon.
We can get a little.
This is the ex-boyfriend.
Into her past life, courtesy of her ex.
That's the ex-boyfriend, okay? I'm not going to say anything. I'm just saying that's the ex-boyfriend, okay? Let's keep going.
Of who? Pearl?
Yeah, that's Pearl right there.
I need to go to sleep.
Night night.
I freaking need to go to sleep. What? What?
I'm not supposed to laugh, ladies. Stop it. Anyway,
No.
Angry reactions.
wait, did somebody just come to my stage? Who is that? Oh, it's Embassy. Hey, Embassy, how you doing?
He had to come in. Hi, hello, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. Is my voice clear? Because I'm in the car.
Okay, we can hear you.
Funny enough, I thought about you when I was connected. So.
Oh, thank you so much, my sister. I really appreciate it.
I was like, I haven't heard from her in a minute.
You know, life is happening, yeah. But it's good though. It's good.
Good to hear from you. Hold on 1 second. Natu just came back. Okay, she disappeared for a second. Let me play this thing and then we'll talk a little bit more. Okay.
Look at his head.
Before her villain era.
A lot of y'all understand.
Okay, so this is the part I want you to hear. This is people were pinging him after, you know, they're not together anymore. People were pinging him like, come and see what your ex is doing on the internet. She's blowing up, making money, all this kind of stuff, right? So he has something to say about that.
I think a lot of y'all understand that's not my responsibility. Not only is that my ex-girlfriend and I don't want anything to do with her or what she got going on, but I don't even make that type of content. This is not no big unjust issue like the government trying to control an entire population and we need somebody to speak up. Bro, this is a random woman on the internet.
Really?
This is a random lady on the internet saying stuff with a microphone. And I understand that certain stuff she might say may bother you. And listen, I'm obese as well, but I don't let it bother me.
He said I'm obese as well.
My name's Bennett, and I'm not in it.
It's so funny because she always talks crap about obese people and she dated him.
Yeah, because she's weary. Because she's a hypocrite. You know?
It wasn't like this when we was together. I don't agree with what she said. She wasn't like this when we was together. I didn't condone any of this, okay? Leave me alone, please. Please.
And he gives
He is a
insight
mess.
into a little backstory of her.
That's them together back before.
Leave it at that.
Listen, can y'all please leave me out of any situation that y'all see going on with my ex? I understand that y'all are feeling some type of way about the things that she's saying, but that has nothing to do with me anymore. Y'all be low-key hurting my feelings too with these comments y'all been tagging me in. Like she'll say something about plus-size people and y'all will be like, well, didn't you date Angry Reaction? Bro, I don't want to get hit in the crossfire. Leave me out of it.
He's a TikTok person too. The question they asked is, can you angry react to your ex? That's what he does. He probably has a TikTok somewhere. I need to check him out too.
We will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You miss a
That's
ball,
not Pearl, by the way.
you run a mile. You fumble the football, and I will break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts. And then you will run a mile. Perfection.
Leave me out of any situation that y'all see going on with my ex.
Well, you're gonna still continue to be tagged. You're gonna continue to be involved. Y'all are attached to in this situation. And something else that really irks my nerves is the fact that you don't want to be involved in any of this. But half of the reason why we know who she is because of you. So I'm trying to figure out why in the world you can't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't showing it to you. You didn't say anything.
To address other situations, but you can't address this one. I don't want to say it, but it seems like you kind of are still wishing for that old relationship to maybe come back around again, and you're not trying.
I didn't know I wasn't showing it to you.
Break my foot off in your John Brown hind parts. And then you will run a mile. Perfection.
Leave me out of any situation that y'all see going on with my ex.
You're gonna still continue to be tagged. You're gonna continue to be involved. Y'all are a package deal in this situation. And something else that really irks my nerves is the fact that you don't want to be involved in any of this. But half of the reason why we know who she is because of you. So I'm trying to figure out why in the world you can't address something as simple as this. You got on this same platform to address other situations, but you can't address this one. I don't want to say it, but it seems like you kind of are still wishing for that old relationship to maybe come back around again, and you're not trying to say too much that could potentially ruin the future. Is that what it is? You want to be with somebody like that, or you just simply don't give a fuck? Because last time I checked, you were and still kind of are a part of the plus size community, even if that means you're a man and you can't address it. That's odd. That's funny. That's bizarre.
At the end of the day, understand that YouTube is a business meant for entertainment. And the negativity you see online is more times than not an exaggeration of reality. Instagram, for example, is not real life. It is a distorted version of reality. Likewise, all the negativity...
Accurately spoken. A distorted version.
Woman this, doing blah, 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 blah. All that shit is not always reality. And besides, let's say, for example, you holler at 10,000 girls. You try to get with 10,000 girls. All you really need is one. Right? All you need
one!
Is, right? If you try, most people try to be monogamous anyways. All you need is one. And let's say out of 10,000, you only get 3, maybe 5. 5 girls who end up being your fuck buddy. Can you even handle 5 girls on a regular basis? Come on now. I say out of all the millions of women in your state, city, country, whatever, you can't find 1 or 2 or 3 that you could consistently see and have a good interactions with?
Knew this would cause a lot of controversy. I know that, but I didn't think it would get to this magnitude. I didn't think it was possible.
Come on. Like me, for example, on the minimum...
He's just margin.
25 different
Ain't nobody.
Instagram, dating apps.
He's just showcasing how he's... Because he's single. So he's showing them like, listen. He's saying you can like... You,
about the white lady that just
oh, that's just like the 𝒯𝒾𝓉 person. He matches clips and mash them together like that.
That's it. The good interactions, the not so good interactions, and the indifferent interactions. So I'm not gonna be out here talking about, oh, women ain't shit, modern women this, modern women that, when I'm having good experiences dealing with good quality women in my personal life.
Those are screenshots of the messages he's having. Like, people are having a good time out here and still being able to date. Just Jay, I called you out. Did you see I called you out like yesterday or something like that? Did you see that? Anyway, Just Jay, how you been? Good to see you. Go check my story page. You see that I called you out yesterday. I said, where's Just Jay? I don't know if you saw it though. She said, unfortunately, people in real life are being affected and impressed upon by entertainment. Yeah, that's why we're here, right? Back to your cave. Don't go into your cave. Let's talk. Ladies, what do you have to say about this? So that was a lot, right?
Yeah. It's hilarious. But like, I mean, that's the lesson that I'm gonna say here is that.
Come closer to your mic.
Oh, sorry. Let me hold on one second. Okay, let someone else talk. Let me reconnect my earpiece.
Okay.
So I'm coming in late, so I'm trying to catch up with what is going on, right? But when I saw the picture of the HOLT family, I was like, oh,
love and marriage, right? We spoke about that since so.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to catch up with where you are right now.
Okay.
But let me say something very quickly about the HOLT, whatever his name.
Love and marriage. Yeah. Motel and Melody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I follow them religiously. It's like,
oh, you do?
My church should be, yes, I do. My church should be the case study. Like, their show should be a case study of what a toxicity of a relationship can look like and feels like. Like, if people watch them, if they follow them, and over the years of the reality show, that should be something, in my opinion, something to be teaching in the class. To children, I don't know at what grade level that would benefit for them, just to learn how toxicity can look like, just looking in from outside.
I see. I know what you mean. I think we're on it right now, so I will be covering it as they're going through the season. It was the first episode of the season, so we'll definitely be extracting lessons from this particular season. It's called Love and Marriage, so why not, right? Yeah. So yeah, good to have you though. Yeah, go watch it. Let me know your thoughts. What that segment is in the comments once we're done with the But good to have you, Chinye. You disappeared. Are you back?
Can you hear me better? I have to
Yes, I
connect it
can
back
hear you
to my
better.
earpiece. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, cool
Yeah,
mama. How you
it's on
doing?
my Bluetooth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What this is actually teaching us is that we have to be careful in what we consume, what people say portray out there in YouTube doesn't necessarily mean that, in all honesty, that's actually what they believe in. They could be saying one thing and doing something completely different. She's always talking about obese this, obese that, fat this, fat that, when she actually dated somebody who was overweight. Like, if you hated overweight people so much, nobody would even think that you would come close to one. And remember her friend, her former friend, the other white lady that you showed the last time in your show, who was like,
the ex-friend.
This is not who I know her to be. Just because you're trying to make money, that's why you're out here spewing garbage.
Yeah.
People can see right through her nonsense.
Yeah.
Well,
about 1.3 million people. Let's just say 1 million, because some of us are following just so we can see the next stupid things she will say.
1.3 million. That's a lot. That's 1,300,000.
So those are at least 1 million people, I would estimate, that can see through the BS.
Yeah, to be actually subscribe to her and get notifications whenever our show is coming on for her to spew some garbage. I mean, it just baffles me, some of the things that comes out of her mouth. And when she was saying those things she was saying to those gentlemen, she was hoping that they'll be like, yeah, what you're saying is true.
She's getting a kick out of that. She's getting a kick, and she's getting paid for it.
Oh yeah, that she thought she was gonna get a kick, but they pinned her butt down. Like
Oh, you talk about the interview? Oh no, she wasn't getting a kick out of that. She was in a hot seat.
Oh no, she was in the hospital. But when she was like spewing all this garbage, I think she thought that they were gonna give her a thumbs up, like yeah. But they were like shaking their heads, like no, like when she talked about women shouldn't vote, and she was talking about husband and wife should agree to vote the same person. Like, so you as opinionated as you are you trying to tell me that if you happen to be in a relationship are you trying to tell me that this boyfriend, why did you break up with him? Why were you not agreeing with every single thing he was saying? Why are you guys still not together? So you can't just be spewing a bunch of garbage. And this person who sounds like she's pro-marriage, a lot of this nonsense she's talking about, when she's married, she's gonna have a lot of things not to agree.
It's gonna be a lot of problems
with her husband.
Yep, it's gonna be a lot of problems.
She's making it seem like, because you're a woman and you're supposed to be beneath and under, you shouldn't have a mind of your own. You shouldn't have any brain.
No say.
Every single thing the man says, you should be like, yes, honey, yes, daddy, yes, whatever. You should agree to that because he's your husband and he's your man. So you guys should agree to every single, no. I mean, human beings are complex. Even if when you have the same ideologies, you still cannot agree to everything.
Yep.
And then the guys were like, no, I actually want my wife to think differently. I'm like, that's my man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah, but yeah, I subscribe because I'm like, this one has 1 million subscribers. I need to see what she's saying so I can combat it. We need to address this. Because
oh my god,
that's why I'm talking about it. Remember, in the beginning, I didn't want to touch anything manosphere or red pill or anything like that. But I'm like, wait, they're going viral because these are extremely polarized views, and we have young, impressionable minds. At least, the least I could do.
They're imposing these ideas that they have into younger generations that are coming, and then we end up having these functional people in a relationship and marriages because somebody somewhere that they looked up to have told them or said to them, this is okay, this is what you should do. And then these same people will be in their own house and be doing the different thing because they trying to keep their marriage. They will go against their own values. They'll go against the things that they believe in because they want to keep this marriage. But they're out here telling people something different.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like somebody make a joke out of Beyonce and said Beyonce said something about you're replaceable, Kinikon, and they said, well, Jay-Z is still there. She hasn't replaced him. She hasn't replaced him. Yes. So these people have platforms, and I don't think some of them know the power that the platform has and the influence that they have, especially on younger generations. So she just come here and go and get some stuff on ChatGPT, on Google, and then come and just spew some numbers, and the people like, you know what, she's making a lot of sense. Why? Because they don't want to go do the research themselves, and they feel like she's doing enough research to give them enough information. And like I said, there's some people that are not married that I can take marriage advice from, but she's not one of them. Because what she's saying, like, it doesn't add no sense. Because you and your partner have to have the same view. That's not true. And it's very okay if you and your partner have different views. You have to agree to disagree. You understand what I'm saying? And there's something called respectful disagreement. Okay, I don't believe in this, but if that's what you believe in, that's okay. And that's why you see couples that have different faith getting married. Because he respects his wife going to church being a Christian. She respects him being a Muslim. They don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
They're very cool with that.
It's happening every day, as long as you can find a way to align.
So when couples are like on the same page, it's cool, but there are some things that different opinions are needed because the other person might not be right.
Yeah, everybody has a blind spot.
Yeah, the other person might not be right. So your spouse being right might save the situation.
Yeah. Look at this quote on the screen, right? 1 Corinthians. So it's not Colossians, it's Corinthians. I think I mentioned this earlier. Corinthians 14:34. One of these ladies that are trying to pander to men and not really touching the most important part of the topics. She tried to quote this. Somebody came on our show and quoted this, and she didn't realize that it was speaking to her. If you're a YouTube person, you're not supposed to be talking. Remember, they were checking her like, you're on YouTube. If you don't want women to vote, you essentially say you don't think women should have a voice, right?
Yeah.
Look at what Corinthians says.
Exactly.
Right. If you're quoting this, right, you're probably quoting out of context, obviously, right? But if you're so adamant about quoting, this is what is supposed to be in scripture and all that stuff, you'll be off because you'll be cornering yourself.
That's right.
Excuse me. You'll be cornering yourself. Thank you. So these people need to be guided. If they're not going to be guided, we need to keep talking about it. That's even more important. They are not permitted to speak, but must be in submission as the law says, right? That was the law back then. Obviously, it's kind of it's redundant to think human beings are the same thing as when they were writing this stuff, whatever this letter to the people of Corinthians or whatever, right? So if you can't comprehend things at that level, I think you should shut up forever, because you will always corner yourself.
And honestly, MOP, what I say, right? People, if you have these shows,
who is MOP? I'm Ola. What are you talking about?
What?
Who is MOP? I'm Ola.
Man of prestige.
No, I'm Ola.
Oh, you can't erase that. You can't erase that title, sir. We are very sorry. That title will be engraved. And another thing I says, right? You having that platform does not mean that you know everything, and it's very okay. If you want to discuss a topic that you don't feel comfortable with and you want to call on somebody that that's the person's feel, and then you people like dissect it on the show together, there's nothing wrong in it. That's your platform. I just don't have knowledge. I don't have knowledge in this.
You're correct, right? But what those guys were telling, but you still have to know how to ask tough questions. Let's say you don't know anything about race, but you bring people that are talking about race. You have to be able to ask tough questions. Now,
right.
Pearl is not that girl. She would say something stupid. She was like, well, black people too should be held accountable. And they're like, what did you say again? What did you say? And she won't understand why they said that. because she's that lame. She really doesn't get
Never
it.
gonna learn.
You know, Coconut Head is a bastard.
Oh,
Just
sure.
Jay, do you know what Coconut Head is? Just Jay, I need to teach Just Jay. What is Coconut Head?
Hi, Just Jay.
Coconut Head is stubborn people. Coconut Head, like stone head. They won't listen. You know, unless they hit rock bottom. Okay, that was the topic yesterday. In real life, not just rock bottom, the fake one where you delete everything on your page. In real life, you're done. Enough is enough. If you don't hit rock bottom, if you're not in that space, you won't listen. You know, and Martel is that type of person. Right now, he's engaging in therapy, so hopefully that helping. You know, but Mbasi, you still did, yeah? Let's round up. Let me get some last words from you, ladies.
Yeah, I'm still here. But you know, talking about the poor thing girl, the lady, I didn't even know she was that young. She looked so old to me. It was later that I think I found out from you that it was 26 or 27, something like that. To be honest, I thought she's like maybe 32 or I'm not lying.
Did you say she looks old?
Oh, she does. She does look old. I thought she was an old, like in her 30. I'm not lying. 26 or something. I don't know. Right?
What?
Yeah, for real. I thought she was
There is God, though.
Wow.
Oh, I know. I know, for real. I mean, but you know, now I understand why she talked the way she talked, because again, when you like experience, it's like, and age is not the whole thing, right? Experience really matters, you know, especially when you're on a public platform. So, you know, so I kind of like, okay, I mean, let me give you another 10 years, you know, whatever. Maybe you will live and learn by then, you know?
Look at what Jay just said, Pearly May.
Mm-hmm.
So she has multiple names now. Pearly May, Pasty, what else again? Brother Pearl. I beg, leave this girl alone now.
People are not nice.
It's not Pearly May, Bitibawo.
My people, I gotta go. Adios.
Let me round up like this. Ladies, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow. I have topics for tomorrow. So.
Really quick before you round up, please. Do you think that therapy will work for Mattel or people like Mattel? I mean, like, in all honesty, like, do you think it will work? Therapy will work for me? It's just a promise flag of, let me do what I have to do, whatever, you know.
He has a better chance of a better quality of life by just moving forward. But yeah, people do change. If he can, I don't think that guy was going to go to therapy. If he's engaged in therapy right now, anything is possible. But I think they should just move forward from that marriage, you know, altogether. So it's a tough thing, Sha. It's a tough call. I can't hear you clearly too. Your audio is a little distorted, Mbasi. Just so you know. But yeah, let's round it up like that. Let me see, Chinye. You have one last word because you never come up anyway.
Yeah, I have one more last word. The word is that we should all be guided in what we consume, and you know, like when some of these people are spewing things, we have to also understand that they're human beings. They could be saying one thing and doing something else. And then I completely forgot to mention about the show. You know, the whole situation with the marriage and the divorce and everything. It sounds like they've had, like, I haven't seen the show and now I'm curious about it. Sounds like they've had, you know, like a tumultuous type of marriage with him being with a side chick for a whole that's the, like I said, that it might as well be polygamy for a whole 5 years, and then a child came out of that, you know, in the process. And like you were saying, like if they're two stubborn people, it's very difficult for two stubborn people to very, like, somebody would have to like step down a time. Some, you know, one, you know, they have to alternate with one, you know, coming down a little bit. If not, it wouldn't work. But like, I don't know if he said that he's going through therapy. I don't know if he's really serious about it. I don't know if he's engaging, but like you said, because you've seen him more and you probably understand his behavior, personality more.
Yeah,
but,
from the TV show. You know what Dimbasi is trying to say is that most people that go through therapy, they don't they don't get anything out of it because they do this back and forth. They're not consistent.
They're not engaging.
They do just a few sessions, and their real core really, for the most part, kicks back. It's one of the reasons why my program is no longer one session either. It has to be a 1 year engagement, because most people that go through one session, they will learn theory, like Auntie Pearl, right? Auntie Pearlie May. They will learn theory, but then their real person will kick out.
Brother Pearl, not be Auntie, just not Brother Pearl.
Yeah, my bad, Brother Paul now too.
Brother Paul, yeah. Everything you learn as theory will be tested in a real relationship. That's why, because you have real habits that has to change, and I think that's what Mbasi was trying to say. Yeah. So the chances are almost none, but it's possible. It's still chances, especially.
I guess the only way it would work is when if that person truly, maybe start engaging in terms of like the homeworks that are given, and actually start trying to practice what it is that they're learning in therapy. But it's not an easy thing to do. So you have to, like, if that person have been honest with themselves behind the scenes and have that mindset, like, you know what, I really, really want to work on myself, and then take time, and in that slow process. It has to be
rock bottom. It has to be rock bottom in real at every level, because there's only one way to go when you hit rock bottom.
Right.
You have to go. It has to be rock bottom.
But Ola, what is rock bottom for someone who lacks self-reflection, though? Because that is how I'm looking at Martel. Like, in my opinion, from what I see on TV, like, he lacks self-awareness, self-reflection so much so that, he's at the bottom of his rock bottom right now, and he's still carrying on like, he got something going on. I don't understand that, man, for real.
Right. The rock bottom for someone like that is where you get to feel like, damn, I'm not an ass, but I've been coming off as an ass. Wow, it's making sense.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you think, from what we've seen about Martel, is not that guy? At least not yet. Right? He thinks people that are obsessed with being right, that's not rock bottom. When you get into a space that you realize that it's not about I'm right. Of course I feel like I'm right, but I'm coming off, they're seeing me in a different light that I can't see myself. There's something I don't know. I'm confused. I need to learn something new. When you get into that space that I need to learn something new, that may be rock bottom. It's a mental thing. It's not necessarily that somebody has died or somebody's child has died. It's a mental thing, but it could be triggered by something like that happening. But it's really a mental state that you need to get to, where you're completely humbled. In that space, everything is possible. It's like when you say with God all things are possible. It's like with humility, there's so much you can do when you're calm, with patience. There's a proverb in Yoruba, I forgot what the proverb is, but it has to do with the power of patience, right? It can cook. Suru, ole se okuta jino. Suru is patience. It can cook a rock until it's soft. That's a Yoruba proverb.
Right.
So we're talking about patience, humility, things in that respect. People that are arrogant, people that move in pride, it's a very difficult thing to do, especially when you know that you're right. You know that I'm right. What are you talking about? I'm right. I know what I'm talking about, right? In that space, it's hard for humility to come into that space, But maybe it's not about right. Okay, I'm right. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. How about I'm wrong? Sometimes it's okay to be wrong. Where's the crime that you're just wrong sometimes? So that's what would make it almost impossible for a Martel or a person in that space where they feel justified, they feel like they have a reason. She was withholding sex, she was weaponizing 𝒯𝒽𝒾𝓈, so I have the right to, of course, take care of myself outside.
You know what, Ola? I don't think Melody was. I don't think she was withholding 𝒯𝒽𝒾𝓈. I think, again, everything comes as an emotional tactic. When it comes to Martel, it's like, if you don't make me feel good, are you? Really? And I think Martel is just a mango pack of America here.
A mango pack. But yes, it's that's how he sees it. You know, it's more so about how it's your perspective, right? Your perspective is much more powerful than the actuality or the reality of these things. You know, it's your mindset, right? We've been saying that over and over. Your mindset creates your perspective. If you think, like, remember me and Auntie B were talking about the weaponizing 𝒯𝒃𝓬 thing here. Like, I think it's a dangerous thing for a man to be using that language, because there's only one way to respond to a person that's weaponizing something against you. You will obviously get petty with them. But if you say, maybe it's not weaponizing, what else could be going on behind the scenes? If you're patient enough to ask those kind of questions, everything, you control this world, literally. Everything, not only women, everything will submit to you. But that's something that's very difficult for the modern man to comprehend. But I'm here, I'm patient. We'll get there, you know. But she said she missed yours. She said, Brother Paul, I mean, if you want to be one of the homies, we'll have to agree with you, right? But yeah, shout out to you, Judge J. Thank you so much, Mbasi and Chiye and Natu, for making the conversation that much more better. Now, you guys are making me think about taking tomorrow, but I think I'll come. All right?
For some reason, I don't get notification when you come on. Like, I don't know. I was busy today.
Turn it off and turn it back on. Turn the notifications on. When you hit the subscribe, hit that bell, and make sure you turn it on from your phone, particularly from your phone. And then it will turn. And then if you have your notifications for YouTube off on your phone in the settings, that will obviously override notifications too. So, and then also make sure you're inside of the WhatsApp group, because I'm notifying people there. But if you mute the group, then that's also harder. So, but I try my best to get you guys notified. But I'm here, you know, anytime.
What's the number was messing up, because I just got home. Are you saying that you're gonna have a show tomorrow?
Yes, I will have a show same time, 5:30 tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Yep.
5:30.
We'll cook something. 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, I'm so confused with that Eastern Western thing. But are you in Canada or US?
I'm in US. I'm in New Jersey, New York.
Okay, now so 5:30, right? So okay, I know what you're doing. Now I got the time. Got it. Okay.
All right,
What's your time
ladies.
zone, Basti?
What's your time zone, Mbasi?
7:42 right now.
Oh, so she's central. You're central. Yeah.
So I'm
central,
right?
You're 1 hour behind me. Yeah.
1 hour behind
Yes,
us.
1 hour. Yeah. When you say New York, I know what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
All right, Chiye, thank you. We'll talk soon, right?
All right, no problem.
All right, ladies. Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a good one. Hopefully, Just Jay, good to see you again. Don't be like, listen, turn everybody off or turn us off. Or turn us on, I should say. We're here, you know, we're still cooking, okay? But shout out to everyone that came up and talked to us. And shout out to all our new people that will come, because we talked about Mattel and love and marriage today. We'll keep talking about it. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you subscribe. I know there were many new people that will come here after I hung up this show right now. It was intentional, because we're going to keep talking about this and everything relationship. All right. So thank you so much. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.